It's a Saturday night for soccer in St. Louis, Missouri, and it's the St. Louis Ambush facing off against the Empire Strykers. The Inland Empire coming about as inland as they can get for this matchup of two of the top six as the playoff standings here in the league continue to get a little bit more congested.
Definitely congested. Top 5 teams all within 5 points of that top spot, and the 6 and 7 team battling it out to get that last playoff spot, one of them being Empire.
Empire trying to stay afloat on the other side. The Blast 6 on the hop right now, putting themselves in second place with those 9 regulation wins. Ambush left 2 wins on the table by giving them up to the Blast last weekend.
Yeah, the Ambusher tonight really have to shore things up and not give up late goals.
On the other side, the Empire Strykers coming off a 4-0 shutout to the Sockers. Munir Alami and Justin Stinson combining, though, for 7 goals and 6 assists in the last 4 games. How do they get back on track?
Yeah, they're just going to have to keep doing what they were doing. They created opportunities, just weren't able to finish those chances.
Matthew Rocchio and Mark Moser will take you up here for the St. Louis Ambush and the Empire Strykers on MASL TV.
Here's what I'm thinking about the living room. Double hung windows are classics, but what do you think about casement windows? Or maybe sliding windows? Or even a big bay window? With all the styles Window World offers, I've got tons of options that match my taste and budget perfectly.
Which will you choose?
I might need another house or 2.
At St. Luke's Heart and Vascular Institute, we understand that care is more than treatment. It's about living your best life. We're nationally recognized as a top heart care provider in the area, and our proud alliance with Cleveland Clinic's Heart, Vascular, and Thoracic Institute enables St. Luke's to take on the most challenging cases for the highest level of outcomes in St. Louis. St. Luke's Heart and Vascular Institute, a beat above the rest for a life beyond expectations. For a first diagnosis or a second opinion, make an appointment today.
MITRE is the official game ball supplier of the Major Arena Soccer League. Established in 1817, MITRE is one of the leading soccer brands worldwide and produces some of the best soccer balls in the world. Learn more at mitre.com. Capelli Sport is the official and exclusive preferred uniform and apparel provider of the Major Arena Soccer League. Visit MASLsoccer.com to shop the all-new MASL fan store for the latest MASL and team gear. Think you can predict the MASL? Head over to NXTBets.com to place your wagers on all the MASL action this season.
There is King Louie here in St. Louis, out in the suburb just a little bit west. St. Charles, Missouri, live from the Family Arena. Matthew Rocchio and the man with his name in the rafters, Mark Moser, joins us here for the analysis on this game between the St. Louis Ambush fighting for position at the top of the table here in the MASL, and the Strykers fighting for that final 6th playoff position here in the back half of the season. I bring in Mark Moser now to get this first quarter underway in just a few moments. Your thoughts, a little bit of a lineup change for the Empire Strykers here on the road. No goalie, starting goalie in Brian Orozco. Brandon Gomez will get his 4th start of the year, also missing one of their top scorers in Munir Alami.
Yeah, that's going to certainly affect them. They struggled. They get shut out the other night against San Diego, so they're trying to find some goals, and losing a player the caliber of Alami will definitely cause problems for them. From the goalkeeper standpoint, I think this team is very comfortable with either of their goalies. They don't really change the way they play too much depending on which goalie it is. They're going to try and they want to rebound from a 4-0 shutout. And on the other side, the ambush. They're trying to find themselves. 2 late losses last week to Baltimore. They want to get one back in the win column.
And Alami has missed a couple here. Of course, he has a 4-game scoring streak, a goal streak, I should say, which tells you he was not involved in that shutout against the Sockers. But he has 5 goals and 1 assist in his last 3 games played. Of course, he's missed a couple here, so they still are missing that punch. Justin Stinson, on the other hand, last 3 games played for him, 2 goals and 5 assists. He will try to pace this Empire attack tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how St. Louis adapts to this game, because with the way that Empire likes to play, we've seen it. The game they played a couple weeks ago against Milwaukee, they struggled when the keeper came out and got in the play. Empire is going to force them, I think, a little bit. The Ambush are going to try and do a few different things to alleviate that and try and get themselves on the winning side here.
Obviously, Orozco known for his offensive punch from the goalkeeper position, second in the league with 3 goals, but he's also one of the best goalies when it comes to stopping stuff as well. Orozco 4th in the league in save percentage, also 3rd in the league in goals against average, though. So they're going here with their backup in Gomez, who has started just 4 games this year. He is 2-2 on the season. In his 3 starts coming into the season, he has the 5.36 goals against average to Orozco's 5.21. And the Strykers will get this thing started a little bit turned around here on the jerseys. The white for the away squad, while the Ambush are in the black and the purple. It's going to confuse me the entire game, Mark.
Yeah, you'll get it by the 3rd quarter, guaranteed.
You're telling me the Empire are the ones not in the black and purple jerseys? I dare say I and a lot of Ambush fans out there will be a little confused here. Ozzy Santana, the offensive punch, gets the start today for the Ambush, and he loses that one early. Empire going the other way.
There's definitely been a shift in the universe.
These new jerseys for the Ambush, though, looking clean. And so far keeping that clean sheet with a little bit of a wide shot there to Paulo's left.
Empire's going to look to keep it here. They do this so well. Well, they keep the ball, they knock it around, and try and create opportunities for themselves.
Empire have it over there on the right side. They're going to reset things through Berto. Robert Palmer gets it out to Ali Soma. Ali and Isak Soma. Combo on this roster. Palmer, though, you can see him there, directing traffic. Santana not looking to push yet. And here's Gomez getting involved offensively. Again, not as involved offensively as Orozco would be, but a bigger field. Away game here. Empire might be playing things a little bit closer to the vest, but not so much here, as Gomez is the 3rd furthest back player for the Empire Strykers.
Yeah, and for the Ambush with Palmer, he will go forward, but he's not the player they want going forward. So you see he's already starting to drop back. He's going to continue to work out of the back here. He's on the ball now. So that's where he's most comfortable.
Strykers trying to push this attack 6-on-5 versus the Ambush here early. Ambush, of course, coming off of back-to-back rough late losses against the Blast. Both games the Ambush held early leads and then would lose by the end of that 4th quarter. So the Ambush trying to get back on track as they are sitting in a tie for 2nd place by virtue of the regulation win tiebreaker.
And for the Ambush here, it's about being patient. You can't take too many chances here. Be patient here early in the game. Forced Empire to continue to try and do what they're doing, and you got to be patient. Sometimes, especially if they win a ball here and the keeper's out, it doesn't have to be that first-time shot. Get the ball under control and get a good shot on goal down the field.
Ambush haven't been bad this year, facing 6th attackers. If you want to look at that stat, just 3 goals allowed against the 6th attacker. That's essentially what they're going to be facing here the majority of the game. You can look at it another way, though, also, Mark, in that they are one of the worst penalty-killing teams in the league this year. They're pretty good at home, 8 for 11. So those are your 2 numbers that we can kind of equate how the Ambush have done against these extra attacks here at home.
Yeah, it definitely has created somewhat of a problem for them, but I think that as they've been watching film and working on things, they're going at it a little differently this time.
Somo making a little bit of a run there. But then here's Gomez from the outside. Shot, and it is the goalie goal for Gomez! How about that? We threw out the numbers on the goalie goals, 3 for the season for Brian Orozco. And from the bench, he watches his backup put in his first of the year and his 3rd career goal for number 0.
Yeah, I mean, and that was what happens when they keep the ball like that. You're trying to be patient, but they're moving you the time. The ambush could not get a sub. They got caught there. I mean, he has a free shot from inside the red line. And these keepers now, they can strike the ball as well as some of these forwards.
Barbaro Chelier was right there trying to get a foot up past the ambush defender, but that was all Gomez on that one. Ambush are down 1-0 early, 11:24 left to play here in this first quarter. Trying to get a punch here from Torrealba. Torrealba's got O'Keefe. O'Keefe, though, the rebound goes too far past him, and this remains a deficit for the ambush.
Yeah, Torrealba, nice run there.
Good run here for the Strykers. Oh, what a play there for the goal again. Anthony Powell handles it beautifully and then finished off in the air by the Empire Strikers. That was Leopoldo Polo Hernandez. And just like that, 2 quick punches, 1 from the goalie, 1 in transition, 2-0 Empire.
Yeah, you don't score a goal the other night, and then you come out here and pop in 2 goals. And that's a ball he actually mishits that. Trying to hit that on goal, he mishits it, and with him running in at the back post, just letting it hit him and go in.
And it was exactly like Barbaro Chelier was there on the run from Orozco. That time you saw Polo was there on the runner from Powell. This time he actually did need the runner to contribute, and he's right there. Good job beating the ambush attacker to the backside.
Yeah, I mean, he got near post there, and all he's got to do at that point is just let the ball hit him and walk it into the goal.
You said shut out by the Sockers 4-0 on Thursday, and then 2 goals in the first 4 minutes of this game here on Saturday. Quite the offensive turnaround. You got to give some credit to Obasi and the crew for getting things turned around that quickly.
Well, and that goal comes off of a play where Torrealba wins a ball, goes in, really just a little dink as the keeper went down quickly, but hit it into the keeper, and they're off to the races the other direction.
Mascot clears that one away with the head, but the Empire will keep it in the air with a little bit of forehead play of their own. That one will go out of bounds, hand up for Stinson, and they will, looks like they will not retain. It'll go over to the ambush. Jeff Mascot will walk up to this one as the ambush get a quick change.
Yeah, one goes off, just bounces off Stinson's chest and out of bounds. Let's see the ambush here, see if they can get the ball, keep it a little bit, and force Empire to play.
Also, how much of just a win is it as a coach to take out your goalie who has 3 goals, put in your backup who knows the system, plays the system well, but hasn't scored, he has a couple assists, and have him score the first goal after that shutout? Like, what does that mean for a coach to pull the trigger like that and have it be so successful?
Well, I think that one, and I think I said it before the game, he's comfortable with both of these guys. And they really don't change the way they play. Both of these keepers can play the exact same way, and we've seen that as he went forward and got a goal there.
And credit to Anthony Powell. That assist, by the way, gives him 10 points on the season, 6 goals, 4 assists for Powell. Also gives him his 27th career assist in his MLS career of 90 games for Anthony Powell. Here's a potential another goal. Little high, but the rebound falls to another striker. Puts a strike on.
Too many giveaways. The ambush right now are giving the balls away inside their third, and you just can't do that with this Empire team.
Perez almost put that one in here, but it's going to be worked on by De Leon. Worked through there. Perez might have missed that one, being sliced through by Skidchenko.
For the ambush, same thing. Just continue to play here. Empire's a team that likes to keep the ball, and it eats up time. There's a lot of time left here with just 8:47 left in the first.
Ambush could use some possession of their own as Mascot, another cheap giveaway on the chested bound ball by Berto Palmer. But Colin O'Keefe fights it, spins away, will not win that one. Another great turnover by Romalo of the Strykers. Going the other way, Torrealba can't keep it. Turnover again to Perez. Perez turned things around. He's got Skidchenko, who's got Zaha on the back of his jersey. Zakar is the first name. Changing things around there. Torrealba can't weave through multiple Strykers. Put some pressure on Gomez, and it'll be a turnover for Togba to handle. And
another turnover.
Not. Oh, in the air. What a strike here! And what a save by Paulo. Quick reaction to his right. Togba throws down Stinson there. He'll get the call and the reset quickly for the Strykers. Ambush will try to get John Gates on the field.
Yeah, once again, a turnover there. Stinson gets a decent touch and then gets a great shot, but Paulo was all about it.
Berto handles things as usual. Cycle it here through Skidchenko, Zaha, and Soma. Soma now takes on two, and he splits them. What a shot there. Ali Soma couldn't get it through, though, to the wall. And now Falzone on the long rebound. He's got a man to his left. That's Randy Martinez. Martinez looking for Gates, though. He'll have to reset backwards to Williamson. Back to Martinez, up the left side. He's got Gates wide. He tries to cross it through. What a pass, but Gates shanks it short and off the wall. Falzone now, and Berto Palmer takes it where he didn't want to.
Great run there by Gates to the back post, and Martinez to be able to thread that through a couple defenders. That's a great play by both Martinez and a great run by Gates.
Doesn't seem like it's a pass that the ambush take a lot, despite the fact that it's open a lot of times. Like, they have the runners in those spots, but rarely do we ever see an ambush actually attempt and complete that pass.
Yeah, and it's a good chance by Gates. He doesn't try and kill it. He just tries to redirect it toward the goal, and it goes off. It goes a little bit wide there, but that's a good run. If you keep making those, good things will happen.
A hectic, fast-paced first quarter here sees the ambush down 2-0. Riley Uri run into the ground. I don't believe we'll get a penalty here, despite what the man in the Paulo 17 says in the crowd. We will get a reset here with the ambush, a good chance to put themselves on the board. Torrealba, Esque, Briggs, Mashad, and we're going to get a late switch here of Riley Uri for Murshad of Mahdi.
Here we go.
Briggs launches it off the wall. He's going to reset to Murshad Ahmadi. He's playing his second game in an ambush jersey. Scored in his debut, despite the fact that it was the final goal the ambush would score that game and they would lose by one. Still a solid debut from Ahmadi last weekend.
Yeah, and I think he's a player that's really going to help this team, but I think it is going to take him a little bit of time to get comfortable playing with these guys, because you could tell last week there was some miscommunication, but he is very dangerous.
Off the wall. Beautiful play here from the Strykers. They try to roll it past Paulo, and that one's not going to work. Isak Soma learned you can't get the easy ones by Paulo like that one, but what a beautiful pass off the wall to set up Soma earlier.
I hope Paulo got some good rest, because the way it's going right now, he is going to be a busy man tonight.
I believe that was Kudus Laval who put that one off the wall, I believe, as the word wall really tripping me up there. Varela is pressuring his man. One-on-one move there from Barbaro. Chelier passes it back. And after Chavez loops back around, they're going to work this one over to the right side, and the goalie Gomez.
Ambush trying to get themselves organized here. Try and cut this off. It's going to be up to Ahmadi here to take the guy up top and the goalkeeper. And they have to work in sync, those two guys up top.
Hopefully he had a very crucial week of defensive lessons for the ambush in their system, as he has newly arrived, and they commented how last Sunday he had not really gotten to practice with the team at all, and it was more see ball, get ball. And now he's out there in an extended defensive possession, and he's behind the ball right now. Beautiful play by Mashad off the wall. He springs it to Esque, who tries to spring an attack. They'll have to go slow. Empire trying to pin them back deep. Long ball from Paulo, and what a ball there by Chelier. Just put his foot out there to retain or keep possession from the ambush, not necessarily retain. As the ambush take over there, and Colin O'Keefe almost ripped an immediate high turnover into the back of the net, just wide.
Well done by Empire. Has done a good job of pressuring quickly tonight so far, which has caused the ambush some problems.
Santana, and it's going to be knocked off to Strykers. Going to take the long rebound out to Briggs and Williamson. Williamson doubled. He's going to wrap it back to Torrealba. Torrealba, Shkichenko tries to stop him there. Zaha's going to go down to the ground. No call. Empire will reset, get some new players on the floor as they try to break this press of the ambush. Press broken fairly easily as soon as you involve Gomez. Long ball, Gomez deep. Briggs has got a man, but he's going to get beat by Powell to the ball. Powell on the wall, guarded by Falzone. Joined now. Powell had dropped it off to Stinson. Stinson off the wall. Powell's right there, but O'Keefe gets rid of it. Falzone can't handle it, and Polo and the Strykers retain. Stinson, fancy footwork.
Stinson gets that shot off. It gets a little deflection off the defender, which can cause some problems for Paulo.
Perez, pass and move, drawing Torrealba into the middle. Look how wide open that left side is, that right side is, and who's going to run into it? Brandon Gomez. Falzone's got to cut him off. Can't get there. The ball's going to get rolled down to the corner. Powell trying to make some magic happen, but he'll reset things. Empire with plenty of time, plenty of space, and a 2-goal lead. They're feeling pretty good.
Yeah, they're playing with some confidence right now.
De La Torre. Oh, he tried to roll it past Powell. A tap away from beating Briggs and Polo for number 3. Perez steals it. Quick turnover, goal. No, wide again from Powell.
Once again, Robert Williamson there, the giveaway in the back, creating problems.
Ooh, creating problems here from Yuri, the speedster with the turnover. Can he get a shot on goal? No, past the goalie, but off the wall. Nothing doing there. No one to clean up.
And what's happening right now, the ambusher going down, they're getting one chance, and then they're back defending again. Now they can get the ball here, keep it a little bit. Let's try and make Empire work a little bit here.
Really one of the only few extended possession opportunities here for the ambush, and they immediately turn it over on a long ball. Good job by Gates to fight for it. He's got a chance here, splits the defense, passes it off, and Murshad Ahmadi misses it off the tee.
Yeah, Ahmadi got his legs tied up there, tried to hit it with his right. If he'd have stuck his left out and just let it hit it, it would have been a goal.
Martinez tries to break his man down, goes to the left side wide, but Perez with a beautiful cutout defensively.
Ambush trying pressure here, win this back.
De Leon, 1v4, wasn't going to come out very positively there. Ahmadi, after the turnover, tries to go short post, and Gomez closes that one out there. We got a piece falling off the wall. We're going to have to get a stoppage here because of it. Piece of the field hits the carpet, and we'll get a stoppage. 1:30 left in this first quarter. And we will step away here for just a moment. 90 seconds left to play here in this hectic, hair-on-fire, back-to-back first quarter. It's the Empire Strykers and the St. Louis Ambush, and the Strykers have jumped out to an early 2-0 lead. We'll be back for the conclusion of this first quarter on the other side on MASL TV.
One, two, three, let's go. I see you staring, but don't want no smoke. I hear you talking, but I'm here for the show. Don't get it twisted, baby, I snatch souls. If you murder, she roll. 1, 2, 3, let's go. I see you staring, but don't want no smoke. I hear you talking, but I'm here for the show. Don't get it twisted, baby, I snatch souls. If you murder, she roll. 1, 2, 3, let's go. I see you staring, but don't want no smoke. I hear you talking, but I'm here for the show.
MASLsoccer.com, your ultimate home for everything Major Arena Soccer League. Catch the latest news, leaderboards, highlights, and so much more. Tune in to Soccer Signal as staff writer Joseph Reyna and veteran coach Mark Litton explain the game with perspectives from both sides of the glass. Don't miss Soccer Signal every other Thursday on MASL TV.
There it is, a shot of the St. Louis Arch, and a little Busch Stadium there in the background. You can see the floodlights lighting it up there, and we got a group trying to figure out this panel that came off the wall. And if you want to be out here with the Ambush next year as this team that is fighting for first place gets ready for another season next year, you can get your tickets now. The Ambush will be announcing their 2026-2027 season ticket packages next week. Benefits for season ticket holders will include free parking and guaranteed promotional items. Stay tuned to Ambush social media and the website to get locked in for the 2026-2027 season. And that's a season you're going to want to be at the Family Arena because this Ambush squad just continues to gel. A lot of these guys have been here when Locker took over the coaching staff 4 or 5 years ago, and they've continued to grow. We've really seen the culmination of all that work over the last half decade really come to fruition here in this MASL season.
Well, and I think some of the success that they're having this year is the players they're bringing in, buying into what Donnie Alberti and Jamie Swanner and Jeff Locker have been trying to do. And I think they've brought in some good quality players and given this team a little bit different look than they've had in the past. Now they need to continue to build that confidence.
And Ambush, confident from the top of the arc, will be Amadi. Can't put that one in, just wide. Ambush will collect the rebound and reset back to our favorite, Paulo Nascimento. Statistically and in our hearts, the #1 goalie in this MASL. Amadi fakes that one, gets back to his left side, puts it off the wall. No one there for the wall to score a chance. But here's Mascot off the defensive stop. Puts it off the wall, and it's off the defense of the Strykers. So the Ambush now with a corner.
A little bit better by the Ambush, keeping the ball here, getting himself multiple opportunities.
Good little volley there from Mascot. Puts it on Amadi, who tries to get to his left foot and cut it inside. And the defense affected that one. Good job by Isak Soma.
For the Ambush, being able to have that little break there with the problem with the glass, maybe they could regroup a little bit and get a little confidence going in here last 50 seconds.
Mistake from the Empires, and now they'll get a shot from the top of the arch. Best view in St. Louis, and a good view here for the Ambush to get their first goal of the night. 50.8 left to play here in the final minute of this first. Briggs, Eske, Martinez, Torrealba, and Mascot. Mascot wide, tries to get it to, that's Amadi, not Martinez there, out wide left. Good job by the Strykers to get a foot in there, kick it out of bounds. Not as advantageous of a restart here for Amadi up the left side.
Yeah, Palmer read that all the way.
Ooh, Amadi beat 2 men, put that one wide. A lot of wide shots for the Ambush, just 6 shots on goal tonight so far, and almost none of them have really taxed Gomez. Mascot trying to tax Gomez here, cuts inside. What a tackle there by Isak Soma. Could not believe there was no whistle.
Yeah, I think he was just on the side of him enough that the refs let that one go. At first it looked like it was from behind, but I think he was right alongside of him.
Chelier, guarded by Eske. Mascot limping back into the play. Seems fine, but as he shuffles foot to foot in the blue cleats, Jeff Mascot, number 93, looks solid after a tough tackle by Isak Soma, and that will end this first quarter. Final minute, little bit of action, but nothing doing. We will finish this one as we came back to it. 2-0, the Empire Strykers, an early lead here over the Ambush on MASL TV.
Here's what I'm thinking about the living room. Double hung windows are classics, but what do you think about casement windows? Or maybe sliding windows? Or even a big bay window? With all the styles Window World offers, I've got tons of options that match my taste and budget perfectly.
Which will you choose?
I might need another house or two.
Catch MASL Monday every Monday night on MASL TV and on CBS Sports Golazo Network. Alex Bostavansky and Phil Levanko are joined each week by special guests from across the league to recap the weekend's games and discuss the league's hot topics.
Good shot of the St. Louis Aquarium here. And we're watching this one in St. Charles, a 2-0 lead for the Strykers. 6 shots on goal for each club, but the Strykers have forced 4 saves from Paolo on those 6 shots on goal, just 1 from Gomez, as the ambush haven't really put those very dangerously on net.
Yeah, and that's the key word, it's dangerous. I mean, I think at least 3 of the opportunities that Empire had were dangerous opportunities, where the ambush really have only had maybe 1. Maybe 2.
Just to go to legendary broadcaster in his movie role, just a bit outside on every single attempt for the ambush shooters tonight. That's been the problem. They've only tested Gomez that one real time for that one save as we open up this second quarter. Empire Strykers coming off a 4-0 shutout loss, and they're already up 2-0. Big reason why. Brandon Gomez, the backup goaltender, with a first quarter shutout and a goal to open up the scoring, his first of the season.
And Gates, with his speed, is somebody that can cause problems. And talking to Coach Abassi before the game, I mean, Gates was a player that he mentioned that can create problems with that speed.
Stinson creating problems with the footwork. Almost no angle there, and he goes wide in front of the face of the goaltender. Gates couldn't get his foot on that one, and that gave Polo Hernandez a chance to keep possession and start things here for the Strykers. Will they lose it in the air? Varela to Ozzy Santana. Santana fakes one there. Slides down to Varela, but Perez with another great defensive play. Number 20, Alan Perez, has really been fantastic defensively for this Empire team. I keep saying the name.
Yeah, I mean, he gets himself in good position behind the ball and just disrupts things. And this is where Empire can cause problems because of the benches being on opposite end now. The ambush defenders can get stuck on for longer periods of time. And if you're Empire, you want to keep it and work it and keep the ambush players on the field.
Torrealba from the middle launches one, and that one forced a save from Gomez, but still just too easy. Just one little step, both his hands up, nothing dangerous. And we will get.
I think we have a goalie change.
Yeah, how about that? Little move here by the Empire Strikers. Our apologies here, as their starting goaltender, usually Brian Orozco, is back in this game.
Which gives them, it doesn't change things too much, but it does. He's very successful going forward.
Oh, yeah.
But as we saw in the first quarter.
So was Gomez.
Anybody that puts on a pink jersey for Empire going forward can be successful.
I'll call it purple, but I'll agree with you anyway.
Lavender.
There he goes. We can come to the agreement there, lavender. I like it. Down the other side from Irshad Amadi. Beautiful pass there from Morella, but that's why he's one of the best goalies in the league. Brian Orozco coming off the bench cold for this second quarter, and he comes up with a big save. Christian Briggs back heels it to Amadi. Amadi can't beat Orozco. Somo tried to put it off the wall, but it stays on this side deep. Amadi pressuring things. Here's Martinez against Powell, and he's going to throw down Powell, but I think Powell just lost his balance. No whistle. Martinez going the other way. Amadi, low angle there. Can't put it past the man Orozco.
And this is better by the ambush, creating multiple opportunities when they have the ball.
Coming up the other side, it is Steven Chavez. Chavez is going to head to the bench as well to get a quick switch as Polo holds the ball. Little fake there. And now they're going to make their switch as the long ball goes down to Zaha from Orozco. No play off the wall, and Polo's got to look for an outlet.
Well, and
Mashad.
One of the things I think for the Empire is they really don't have a big target player that's really good at holding the ball up top, so they very rarely dump those balls in like that.
Torrealba is trying to get it out of there, actually gave them a chance to run onto it. Barbaro tried to quick step James Togba, and Togba took him down. That is an easy whistle to go against number 66, and a ball in a restart for the Empire. One of the easiest they'll have called today. Took him out.
Togba just got leg in there just enough.
Looks like De La Torre is going to step up into this one, and he will blast that one towards the net. Williamson with the fronting play, and then he saves that one in front of Paolo. What a defensive sequence there from Roberto Williamson.
Yeah, defending well and then stepping up and blocking that shot.
Oh, Perez with another great little play there. Sets it off, and it's going to go wide after the sliding tackle from Martinez was able to slow down De La Torre. Rolled it here for Gates. Gates trying to hold off Barbaro. Cannot do it.
We're seeing the end-to-end chances here tonight.
Maybe the best name in the entire league, I'd have to say. Barbaro Chelier. I mean, you're playing with all the vowels on that one. Good for you.
Chelier.
Chelier from Havana, Cuba. Havana? My apologies for the terrible pronunciation. Havana. Such a Missourian. Havana, Cuba for Barbaro Chelier. Number 11. Great name, great look out there. 6'4", and man, he looks every bit of it as the ambush get it outside for Amadi. He retains his own long-range rebound, and we got an official down on the ground. Both players take him out, and Kudus Lawal trying to get some points as he helped up the official first. And I don't know if I've ever seen an official get up so confused about what happened. You're next to the play. They're not really caring about you. They don't have to worry about your safety. That's what happened there, official. Sorry about you.
You got to get up on the boards a little quicker.
He looked around everybody like, how dare you take me down? They were moving a little too quick for the official on that play. He was not happy. Ambush with the restart here. SK dribbled to a wall of 3 Strykers and had to reset.
Need to continue the ball moving here. The one thing I don't like that Togba does is he tends to stop the ball.
Oh, off the inside post for Mishad. Couldn't get the rebound into the own net.
Right now, the ambush just can't really get one past anyone.
Try number 2 from Mishad off the wall. Nobody there, though, to clean up. Long ball from Briggs, just a tad bit high, and a good reverse kick there to reset things from Chavez. Look at this try here. Togba, what a little pass off the wall, and then Mashad just a little too hard. Did you see the little footwork there from Togba? He went kind of behind the back on that one a little bit, or a step over, I should say.
And I started to say the one thing, he does slow things down at times, but he gets players to bite. And when they do bite, he's got a good bit of acceleration and can create some opportunities. But I'd like to see him move the ball a little quicker.
Togba, one of the best effort players on this roster, has been crucial to that factor. as the ambush will get another chance on this one. Rebounded hard off of DeLeon.
And this is where the ambush, because they're not really playing with any big targets tonight. They need to get the ball down low and create some more opportunities for themselves coming off of that pass out of the corners.
Torrealba knocked for his first, and Berto Palmer will restart things. And you see how Ozzie Santana just has to split the defense here, watching for Orozco.
Berto Palmer never seems flustered, always puts himself in the right position, does a great job in the back for Empire.
Ozzie Santana. He has a lot of white jerseys around him, but he's weaving right through him. No help. Ambush weren't crashing off of his dribble at all, Mark.
No, he had 5 guys around him, was able to keep it here, which is good. He pulls it up, knocks it back, and we start over. And this is where you need to see more rotation from the ambush. Players need to be moving a little quicker here and keep the ball moving.
Santana posted up versus Berto. He comes to the right side of the offense to get it. He's going to be doubled now. Berto's going to push him, and they're going to get a whistle, ambush ball. Berto throws up one finger to the official after that call, and Robert Williamson of Colin O'Keefe short.
Yeah, I think Berto's saying, I didn't push him that hard. And
Briggs.
He may not have.
Looks for Valzone, who has to go backwards to Varela, excuse me.
And this is probably something from an Empire standpoint. You figure when they train every day and they play 5v5, they try and play the way they want to play. They're comfortable in this situation, being back on defense, being compact, and forcing teams to do things on the outside.
O'Keefe scanning for something to do. Usually with him, it's a place that he can run onto. Falzone, the long pass, the ball from Briggs, tries to go with the reverse pass to a crashing Mascot, who can't get his foot on this one. And the Orozco's outside of the box. He's got space open, and Falzone can't put it on target.
We got a delayed 2-minute on a handball, I think, here.
And yes, they're calling it right there. Both officials calling that one. And Orozco, as he got out of his own box, kept his positioning wide, and that's how he caught a handball. Falzone right here put it in. Orozco still getting in his goalie positioning, and they're going to say the only reason I think Falzone didn't score on that one was the sliding almost save outside of the box from Orozco.
And Empire's going to throw a flag here because they're going to contest that it was not a handball.
I think they're going to be wrong on that one, Mark. It's going to be close, and obviously we know where the inciting moment is. The question is, did his hand kind of skirt the ball?
Yeah, I mean, he clearly reaches for it. This question's going to be, once they look at this and slow it down, did he actually get a touch on it?
No, if he changed the direction.
Empire has challenged that the blue card should not be given. The play is under further review.
If he changed the direction of the ball.
If he did?
That should be a penalty shot.
Well, but he's outside the box.
He's outside the box. By the rule of the laws, it won't be. But by the letter of the law, if the goalie comes outside the box and gets hit with a handball, touching the ball and affecting a shot like that, it should be a penalty shot, in my opinion. Like, we can just play this one logically, I think, Mark. Again, It's not part of the rule book. But, and heck, you know what? Give credit to Brian Orozco, who says, you know what, I'll make a dive here, because he plays that like he is inside his box. And I wonder if he's thinking, hey, worst thing I can do here is give up a blue card. At least I'm not giving up a goal.
I think they're going to lose.
After review, the call on the field is confirmed. Handball shootout.
Go!
Shootout, there you go.
Thank you. I
can't give you a penalty kick, but I'll give you a shootout. How's that?
It's going to have to be. I mean, goaltender, obviously they're getting the shootout either way. There's no doubt about that. Goaltender getting a handball in that position on a shot. You're giving him some kind of benefit here, but.
And if you go back to that play, credit to Mario Falzone, he was comfortable on the ball. He fakes a shot, gets their defenders to bite a little bit, and then just moves it, gets that shot off, creating that good shot that Orozco had to get his hand out on.
Now Orozco has a small frame, just 5'10". And here comes big Jeff Mascot, number 93 with the attempt, and he'll put it in the back. Easy for Jeff Mascot there, finally puts the ambush on the board a quarter and a half into this game on the shootout goal against Brian Orozco.
And Orozco is going to the bench.
And just like that, we will get a change. Orozco making his plea, it looks like, to his head coach, who doesn't look too happy, as Brandon Gomez, him with the 1 goal and a number of saves in the first quarter. He still has his own personal shutout, but the Strykers have given up their team shutout, now lead 2-1, thanks to a handball from the goalkeeper Orozco. Might have been another handball there on the offensive end from Stinson. But Jeff Mascot puts one in. This is a 2-1 game, all thanks to the shootout and Brian Orozco's handball, and they have gone back to Brandon Gomez in goal.
Well, and back on that play, Orozco misplays the ball, gets pushed outside the box, and gets a clearance blocked, which created that opportunity where he had to use his hand. Now we got Paulo coming up here. He's going to try and get himself a point if he can.
Hasn't been very successful this year, just one. For Paulo, he has 17 career assists, 6 career goals, but just the 1 assist for him this season. 2 goalkeeper points, though, for the ambush. Polo Cortez, in the 3 games that he has played, has also notched an assist. So get a lot of help from Polo, but not a lot of punch necessarily on the offensive end, as Amadi knocks down another Stryker player without calling a whistle or drawing a whistle, as Stinson going the other way. Quick little step over. He's going to put a shot out wide off John Gates' thigh, although a quick little brain fart from the ambush almost caused that ball not to be taken away. And in fact, Colin O'Keefe dispossessed by Chelier on that play.
Yeah, O'Keefe has to do better there, keeping that ball there. Under pressure, keep the ball, get yourself out of trouble, and get the ball back to where the ambush can then start taking over and controlling again.
Polo Hernandez looking for something to happen here. A very stagnant moment in this game. Gets reconnect with Perez.
This plays into Empire's hands. This is what they like.
And Empire will like that one, but a little high there. Isak Soma will go wide there. And the Strykers will go to another break with a lead. This one, though, cut in half. 2-1 Empire Strykers over the St. Louis Ambush. Live from St. Charles, Missouri on MASL TV.
Society has an obligation to help others when others are struggling. Families can become distressed because they lose their father. Now a mother's forced to raise her 3 children. How does she get a job? How does she create the means to take care of her kids?
For nearly 30 years, National Core and Hope Through Housing have changed the lives of hundreds of thousands of individuals, providing housing, offering hope, transforming communities. National Core and Hope Through Housing, building the future of community.
At St. Luke's Heart and Vascular Institute, we understand that care is more than treatment. It's about living your best life. St. Luke's alliance with Cleveland Clinic's Heart, Vascular, and Thoracic Institute enables us to take on the most challenging cases. Make an appointment today.
There he is, Jeff Michaud, your goal scorer today for the Ambush, as they cut this deficit to 2-1 and got that on a shootout that he was awarded after a handball outside of the box on goalkeeper Brian Orozco, who had come into the game to start the second quarter after not starting the game. Brandon Gomez, who did start the game, scored a goal and had a shutout in the first quarter. He is back in net there in that purple lavender goalie for the goalkeepers of the Strykers. The Ambush, a little confusing for everyone today in the black and purple facing off against the nominally black and purple Empire Strykers, but it's for special reasons. They're wearing their autism awareness jerseys today. And they are provided by Window World St. Louis. A wonderful shout out to our wonderful sponsors at Window World today for our autism awareness jerseys. These jerseys are available for bid, and proceeds will benefit Action for Autism. Check out the link to place your bid on the auction on socials on stlambush.com. Look at these beautiful autism awareness jerseys, black and purple for the Ambush, as they fly down the field here, trying to tie this one up with 6:04 left to play in this first half.
Regroup it here. We're going to get a foul there. Santana just got his leg stuck in there a little bit, caused that foul.
Zaha cut down, not the character from Ted Lasso, although those guys can apparently pop up in professional soccer games nowadays. This is a different Zaha playing for the Empire Strykers. That's Zakar Shkidzhenko. Doesn't make it easy. Exactly, doesn't make it easy thanks to the nickname Zaha. We'll just stick with that. Although I do like the last name. Some playful ones here on this Empire roster to have some fun with.
I'm just going to go with Zaha.
There you go. Chavez had to cycle that one through Gomez, and now all in the air. And it'll finally found the ground thanks to a whiff from Stinson. Shkidchenko. It's not a skid, it's a skid. And a lot of chats here. Hope people wanting calls that are not happening on the field. A little chippiness in this game. Could that define parts of the second half, Mark?
Well, we've seen both teams go at it here, and both teams creating opportunities at this point. Can the Ambush get one without in the course of play here right now? And they haven't been able to do that.
Long ball from Eske will not make it far enough on the angle. That means a long rebound picked up by Stinson, cut away by Togba. But off Togba's foot can be picked up by Gomez in his box. Rolls this one out to restart the attack for the Strykers.
Togba doing a good job of staying close to Stinson there. He likes to play on the ball. He likes to fake and deke. And Togba's really playing very tight to him, causing some problems.
Gomez back up, playing high. This is where he scored from the opposite side of the field earlier in this game. This time, though, puts a hard shot off of Paulo. And the Ambush will try to get rid of things here, but Torrealba's clearance is cut back out. Stinson on Amadi. Quick little turnaround. Stop and go. 1-on-1 in the reset.
I will say the one thing about these goalies for Empire is when they do shoot, they put the ball on goal. Very rarely do they shoot one over the goal or wide. They are very efficient when they go forward.
It is quite factual that tonight the goalkeeper for the Strykers has been more efficient as a shooter than every single offensive player in an Ambush jersey. And that's why you're down 2-1 with 3:24 left to play in the first half. Gomez showing a multiple 20-point scorers how to do it tonight early on in the first goal of the game as Eske tried to undercut De Leon on that one and was able to win the ball. Amadi, long ball there. Berto cuts it out. Perfect angle for the defender.
Yeah, Berto's so smart. He reads the play so well. and almost make it look effortless at times that he just shows up in the right spot.
His clearance got tamped down, and that's how the ambush retained this possession. Ozzie Santana looping through. They won't find him. O'Keefe switches sides of the field to Williamson. Williamson, only 4 ambush, really playing offense right now. Togbus standing back at midfield, not really affecting anything from the Strykers. Not sure what's going on here, Mark.
Well, that one there, Ozzie trying to get it through to O'Keefe, making that run, and he plays it off his own foot. Luckily, the ambush get it back here and can try and rebuild.
2s across the board here with 2 to play. 2-1 Stryker lead. Varela, chance off the wall, but an absolute hammer of a touch.
Yeah, that's a tough one because it comes off and it kind of hits you mid-chest. It's a tough ball to get off the boards and do anything with. He misplays it and it goes right to the keeper.
And Ozzie was slow on that turnaround, and that allowed Zaha and Romalo to double him up. Got things going the other way, and then the foul against Santana. Zaha cut down. He'll work middle with Palmer starting things off.
And Ozzie's going to have to watch himself. That's a couple times in a row there. Those fouls along the boards, at some point, the refs are going to say enough's enough.
Lots of hands up and random yelling in this game, Mark. Nobody really liking how it's being called.
Do they ever?
No, that's a fair point. You, though, you were silent. You never complained about the officiating.
Oh, no. Refs love me. I love them.
10 shots on goal for the Strykers, but they've scored 2 off it. Just 1 for the 16 for the ambush, as they have had trouble putting anything dangerous onto Orozco and company. Gomez now officially been in goal for longer than Orozco, a quarter and then some.
Yeah, they like to send me to that little box down there and talk to their referee buddies in the box. I spent a few times over there.
Just recommendations on food for that night.
Yeah.
You know, what movies you're seeing lately. Your team still had all 5 players out there, right?
Well.
Oh, okay.
No.
Torrey Alva trying to make things happen. 3-on-4. Eske takes it wide on Berto. Tries to shuffle him away. And Togba still just staying so far back, Mark. Not even involved. It's a 5-on-4.
Yeah. Well, and you got Mashad back deep and Togba really hanging way back, which I'm not really sure what the thought is behind that.
It's the setup of a team that has the lead, and yet they're down 2-1.
Yeah.
It's also the setup of a team who has the lead in the 4th quarter. This is the end of the 2nd.
Yeah.
Ambush, some
and we saw the struggles last weekend of them playing with a lead.
Yeah, I'd understand them parking the bus if they had the lead, the way they played against the Blast, losing both of those games to 4th quarter and second half comebacks by Baltimore, who now have won 6 on the hop. But you're down. It's the final minute of the 2nd quarter, and you're playing prevent defense, or you're playing a prevent mistake offense, is what they're doing with Togba just sitting back. Not sure what the ambush are doing here. Final 10 seconds. Will the Strykers try to score here? 9, 8. Gomez is up. Is he going to rip another one? He will rip another one. This one off the wall. Paulo slaps down, can handle it. 2, 1. Gomez will handle it to end this first half in the ambush. Trailing 2-1 to the Empire Strykers. They struck first, 1-0. Ambush took them a while, eventually got one on the board, but they are down 2-1. We will head into a little bit of a fascinating half here, my favorite halftime show of the year. It's the Mascot game coming up here at halftime, so we will have an extended halftime as everyone gets in gear and then plays a little game out here on the field. Before we, though, send you to break, we'll get a first half breakdown. What do the Ambush have to do in the second half with our good friends Angela Sharp and GM assistant coach Donnie Alberti.
All right, Donnie, we are down here. This is a different game than the last time you played this team. What are you going to talk about during half to kind of get this team more motivated to go out there and kill it?
You know, I think we need a little more positive energy. Started out really slow. It's tough to come back from that. It's good to reset at halftime and kind of set some things straight.
Do you notice that a reset does help the team sometimes when it's kind of like this in a slower start?
Yeah, I mean, we got some things to talk about for sure, so the reset is good for sure.
Very good. Well, good luck to you during the second half.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Ambush need to put some shots on goal to really start making the Strykers sweat. On the other side, the Strykers in control and playing like it. We will head to halftime. The Empire Strykers fighting for that 6th playoff spot lead the Ambush 2-1 here on MASL TV.
At St. Luke's Heart and Vascular Institute, we understand that care is more than treatment. It's about living your best life. We're nationally recognized as a top heart care provider in the area, and our proud alliance with Cleveland Clinic's Heart, Vascular, and Thoracic Institute enables St. Luke's to take on the most challenging cases for the highest level of outcomes in St. Louis. St. Luke's Heart and Vascular Institute, a beat above the rest for a life beyond expectations. For a first diagnosis or a second opinion, make an appointment today.
Shoot! He scores!
How goes it, folks? This is MASL in 5, back for another week. Hope everyone is doing great. Things are heating up across the league, and there are some big matchups happening this weekend. I've only got 5 minutes to fill you in, so let's get to it.
Was just struggling for that consistent playing time, and he might have that here. Here's Kelvin. Oliveira fires and scores. How good is it to see Kelvin back and scoring for Utica? A stunner to start things off.
He's back. Well, only for one game, unfortunately, but Kelvin Oliveira, the Brazilian maestro who last season was one of the most dominant players the MASL had seen in recent history. He was back with Utica on Sunday for one day only due to his commitments in the Kings League, but wow, what a performance. We had a chance to talk to his Utica teammate, Joey Tavernese, on MASL Monday. He shared his thoughts on the return of the Mac.
Listen, the guy is just an absolute talent. Kelvin is just something else. And I think he showed that in the game yesterday. And I think there was a good buzz in the arena, which maybe wasn't there, the first couple of games I was back for.
Kelvin put up 4 goals for UCFC and was named the game's first star. The problem was Milwaukee refused to lay down in this contest. They were behind 5-1 entering the fourth quarter of play. Ian Bennett, the legend, helping getting his team back on track right there, spurring a comeback. They reeled off 5 straight goals with a 6th attacker to win this one in overtime, 6-5. The final score. Okay, great weekend for Baltimore. Had St. Louis falling back to earth a bit. The squads facing off twice. On the 27th, Baltimore came back to top the ambush 5-4. And then on Sunday, almost a carbon copy of the first game, the Blast. Again, rallying back to win by the exact same score, 5-4. Baltimore's back, baby. They have now won 5 straight contests. It was a quiet weekend, only 4 games total. San Diego hosting Tacoma on the 27th, and the Stars were eyeing an upset in this one as they raced out to the 2-0 early lead, but the Sockers squashed those hopes by flexing their offensive muscle. Nick Pereira, the pretty little header right there, he had a huge day for the home side as they ran away with this one in the end. taking it 11-5, and they are back in a tie for first place in the standings with St. Louis at 33 points apiece heading into this weekend's action. Your scoring leaders, Alex Sanchez continues to be on top with 40 points, followed closely by Rian Marquez, and then Super Mario Alvarez of Milwaukee with 35. Zach Reggett with 33, and Junior Pinal rounding out your top 5 with 32 points. And your Capelli Players of the Week, Jorge Navarrete in goal from Baltimore. Of course, Kelvin offensively from UCFC. And defensively, another Blast player, Omar Silla. Let's take a look at Kelvin first. Yeah, we can't say enough about what he did in his only game back this season with 4 goals in the game against Milwaukee. He was named the game's first star. Omar Silla getting it done defensively and offensively in 2 games against St. Louis. That tally right there, part of a 3-point weekend to go with a blocked shot as well. And in goal, Jorge Navarrete making big stops, 18 saves with an .857 save percentage in Baltimore's win on Sunday. Plays of the week now.
To both the fans and the people in the booth, change Joey's Chiron.
Oh, wow. Off the bottom of the bar and in. What a strike.
Fired in and scored. It's tied. Max Ludwig.
Triple step over. Off the wall. Herrera's head is there to put it home and tie the match.
I mean, he's pretty much been doing nothing since the Ocean's 11 movies.
Doing something there.
On to overtime, and that's the loss to the Milwaukee Wave. Every other game has been won
Inside
in regulation.
From Ozzy! Or pardon me, a kicking chance. He also had a header chance that couldn't put on. Now he's got a chance, and there it is. Give him an inch. He'll take a goal.
Looking for that consistent playing time, and he might have that here. Here's Kelvin. Oliveira fires and scores. How good is it to see Kelvin back?
Match for the Blast here is going to be a very similar lineup. Pereira! What a strike! Upper 90!
For the Milwaukee Wave. Off the boards, out in front. Wilkin, first save, second save, scored! It's ball game! Milwaukee wins 6-5. It is the extra attacker, Ricardo Carvalho, with the game winner.
And that is going to wrap things up for this week. But just a reminder, all throughout the season, to stay up to date with everything that's going on in the MASL, be sure to check out the league's official social media outlets. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
At St. Luke's Heart and Vascular Institute, we understand that care is more than treatment. It's about living your best life. We're nationally recognized as a top heart care provider in the area, and our proud alliance with Cleveland Clinic's Heart, Vascular, and Thoracic Institute enables St. Luke's to take on the most challenging cases for the highest level of outcomes in St. Louis. St. Luke's Heart and Vascular Institute, a beat above the rest for a life beyond expectations. For a first diagnosis or a second opinion, make an appointment today.
It's the ambush mascot game as we drop the ball for what I would guess would be the second half. All I know right now is that the St. Louis Blues mascot, Louie, has a hat trick in classic hockey form as the mascots from all around the St. Louis area and one gnome that I really can't figure out are out here having a little bit of fun on the soccer field, although the baseball mascot is just catching the ball, which we all know you can't be doing that. A lot of craziness going on here at the St. Louis Family Arena. In between a very fascinating game of real arena soccer happening. And you know what happens in arena soccer? Goalie goals. Brandon Gomez opens the scoring 1-0. Then a beautiful run here. Watch on the backside as the Strykers just outrunning the ambush in that first quarter to jump out to an early 2-0 lead. And man, were they pressing Paulo Nascimento plenty of times. A lot of ambush shots just like that one hit wide, and they couldn't do much with them. But thanks to a mistake here by usual starter, today's backups, Brian Orozco, the ambush were able to put one on in a shootout by Jeff Michaud, whose 8-game scoring streak was bumped last Sunday. He starts a new one with that shootout goal tonight. That brings us to our score today, 2-1. You can see there the efficiency from the shooting continues for the Strykers. 2 goals on 10 shots, just 1 goal on the 16 from the ambush, and those 16 ambush shots on goal, just 2 saves needed from Brandon Gomez to do that ambush. Just have been inefficient and unfazed has been the Empire Strikers defense against this ambush squad today. Louie puts that one wide here, and we will go to break. The ambush, the mascots will finish this one out, and the ambush and the Strykers will be back on the other side. It's 2-1 here as we head into the second half here at halftime on MASL TV.
Here's what I'm thinking about the living room. Double hung windows are classics, but what do you think about casement windows? Or maybe sliding windows? Or even a big bay window? With all the styles Window World offers, I've got tons of options that match my taste and budget perfectly.
Which will you choose?
I might need another house or 2.
The Post Sports Bar and Grill. Use promo code AMBUSH online for a buy one, get one free cheesesteak. The Post Sports Bar and Grill. Stay posted.
1, 2, 3, let's go. I see you staring, but don't want no smoke. I hear you talking, but I'm here for the show. Don't get it twisted, baby, I snatch souls. If you murder, she wrote. 1, 2, 3, let's go. I see you staring, but don't want no smoke. I hear you talking, but I'm here for the show. Don't get it twisted, baby, I snatch souls. If you murder, she wrote. 1, 2, 3, let's go. I see you staring, but don't want no smoke. I hear you talking, but I'm here for the show.
At St. Luke's Heart and Vascular Institute, we understand that care is more than treatment. It's about living your best life. St. Luke's alliance with Cleveland Clinic's Heart, Vascular, and Thoracic Institute enables us to take on the most challenging cases. Make an appointment today.
Want more MASL action? Follow MASL and St. Louis Ambush on Facebook and Instagram, and subscribe to MASL TV on YouTube, where you'll find game rebroadcasts, MASL shows, highlights, and more.
And we're taking a look at the standings here as we are back before the restart here of this second half. The Ambush in second place, tied with the Blast. Blast do have the tiebreaker by virtue of those 9 regulation wins over the 8 for the Wave, Ambush, and Comets. And then they are sitting in that final playoff spot, the Empire Strykers, with 19 games played, 8 wins, 10 losses, and an overtime loss as well. They are 8 points behind 5th place, so they're really just kind of fighting the Tacoma Stars for the final spot, while the Ambush still fighting potentially for their first ever finish at first in the regular season.
And when you look at, the Tacoma Stars have a game in hand over Empire. They have also added Frank Tayu, a tremendous goal scorer. We'll see how he fits into that team and what they can do. And then Stefan Mijatovic, added by the San Diego Sockers. So the San Diego Sockers, who sit atop the league right now, add another strong player to their lineup. So it's going to be an interesting run.
Absolutely, it will be. Can the Strykers change things at the bottom of the standings? Can the Ambush impact the top? We'll find out here in the second half. Just a 1-goal deficit for the Ambush, 2-1. The Strykers lead here at halftime on MASL TV.
At St. Luke's Heart and Vascular Institute, we understand that care is more than treatment. It's about living your best life. We're nationally recognized as a top heart care provider in the area, and our proud alliance with Cleveland Clinic's Heart, Vascular, and Thoracic Institute enables St. Luke's to take on the most challenging cases for the highest level of outcomes in St. Louis. St. Luke's Heart and Vascular Institute, a beat above the rest for a life beyond expectations. For a first diagnosis or a second opinion, make an appointment today.
We're back here at the Family Arena. Ambush out here loosening things up as they are going to be chasing the Empire Strykers. How long they're chasing, though, completely up to them. They've been chasing this whole game, though, as the Strykers jumped out to an early 2-0 lead. The Ambush have not given themselves really a chance to get back in, as they just can't hit the net with any of these 16 shots on goal, Mark.
Yeah, pretty much everything they've hit's been right at the keepers. They need to just continue to create more opportunities, but there has to be some better finishing in front of the goal.
Ambush, can they continue to create? Can they actually get some finishes? And at the same time, can the defense continue to play this consistent, Mark? Only allowing 10 shots on goal from the Strykers. Take away the actual score of the game, only 10 shots allowed. The defense has got to feel pretty good about itself.
Well, the deceiving thing about that is the way that Empire plays. They're not a team that gets a ton of shots off. They wait and try and get those good opportunities. So they're not a team that is going to have 30, 40 shots on goal during a game. So they're working on just creating better opportunities to get that one perfect shot off. Ambush first one's out here at half. They got out of the locker room, got on the field. Hopefully that's a sign that they're ready to go. Empire took took their time coming out here.
Little
gamesmanship.
Little gamesmanship there, you think, from them?
Yeah, it could be. I'm sure Coach Obasi had some things to say that he wants to change up in this second half.
Indeed he does, getting players out here a little late, but Ozzie Santana and company are going to kick things off here for the St. Louis Ambush. Down 2-1 as we enter this third quarter. 15 minutes on the clock. Can the Ambush tie things up before the next big stoppage?
Good job there by Santana, working hard and winning that ball from Berto.
Mascot tried to punch his foot in there to keep the ball in front of the Ambush, but unfortunately they'll have to restart things from their own end.
I'd like to see SK get a little bit more involved on the offensive side. He seems to be hanging back just a little bit more.
Hanging back a little bit. There is the man whose name we enjoy pronouncing, Barbaro Chelier.
Chelier.
Number 11 right there at the bottom of your screen. Hasn't been as involved in the game as he was early on when he was almost part of Brandon Gomez's opening goal, but he has been a constant name here in the back of this Empire team this entire game.
Ball played up the line there, hit the referee. They're going to stop it, give it back to Empire.
He's been a little involved over on that side, hasn't he?
Yeah, that if you're the ref on that side of the field, you got to be awake.
Hernandez puts it to Stinson. Stinson, usually one of the most forward attackers here, bringing it up late. He's probably going to work this one back to Gomez on the right side, who's got both of his hands up. See it there at the bottom of your screen. Now Gomez tasking the Ambush defense to switch. 6-on-5 essentially when he gets involved. Of course, that one pass to him was on this side of the field, so he puts his hand up for a potential recycle. Stinson guarded by Williamson, and they'll take that.
Yeah, this is where Empire is they're the most comfortable, is keeping the ball here, trying to work something in.
Hernandez all the way back, knees it to Gomez. No change at the quarter mark this time for the Strykers. They went to a Roscoe last time between the first and the second, but this time they stick with Brandon Gomez.
Yeah, Orozco's been on the bench ever since that handball, and they're gonna stick with Gomez here. It looks like, at least for the start of this third quarter. It would not surprise me if we see Gomez or Orozco at some point.
Berto trying to passing around and pressing Riley Urey, but he gets his foot in there and creates the turnover. Going the other way. It's SK. SK guarded by Gomez out in the open field. And Gomez is able to retreat finally into his box to play a little keeper. Chelier dispossessed by Varela. 1-2 from SK to Varela, and he can't handle the touch there. Another rough touch for Varela. That's his second or third one where he's lost the Ambush potential advantage.
Yeah, he has struggled a little bit with that first touch and setting himself up for good positions.
Togba going the other way. No one, he touches him down the middle. He drops off to Urey. Urey to Colin O'Keefe, who I don't think he meant to dummy that one. Let it off the wall.
No, I think he looked to step on that and just completely missed it.
Briggs tries to slice the pass through the entirety of the Empire defense. Somehow Amadi still ends up with it.
Once again, on an offensive side for the Ambush, they're attacking with just two players. Amadi and O'Keefe were the only two players in the offensive third. Everybody else was back at midfield.
And we had a whistle all the way down on the other end, and it'll come back the other way for the Ambush. Mashad's going to step up into this one from about a 30-yard run-up. Just taps to Briggs. Briggs shoots that one a little short off the wall in front of Gomez. Another missed shot by the Ambush. Oh, there's a ball. That one's going to die. Gomez Gomez can't believe it. And Rashad Ahmadi's going to jump up on the wall to get involved with the fans. The Ambush have tied this one up on 2 apiece thanks to a very lucky in-air deflection.
Sometimes those are the breaks you need to get things going. They've created some chances here in the second half. Shoots it, deflection.
I always feel for goaltenders when they get jobbed by a play like that because there's nothing Gomez can do. Obviously, Amadi's trying to bend that one in like a couple of his other shots where he's got right-footed. He's trying to go to the left side of Gomez. Gomez thinks he's going that way. He is going that way. Gomez guesses right, but Berto's Palmer's shoulder creates the angle you need, and that's all that happened. Heart breaks for Gomez on that one. You're an attacker. I'm sure your heart never breaks for a goaltender as the Ambush tie this one up at 2 apiece.
No, but I mean, Gomez has good position, and if that ball goes through, he's going to grab that, and then they're going to be off to the races again. But sometimes those little deflections, you got to take some chances to create opportunities and create scoring kind of chances for yourself.
That's the one of those plays where I really wish the league did own goals, because when Berto changed the direction of the ball completely like that, it's just you hate that it's going to go on Brandon Gomez's mark because it shouldn't. Ambush, though, get the break, and they have tied this one up at 2 apiece. Knotted up here, 10:24 left to play in the third quarter. Who punches next here at the Family Arena?
I will say I'm very impressed with Empire. When they lose the ball, it's immediate pressure to try and win it back.
Counter press can be risky in indoor soccer, can't it?
It can. And so far, they've been very, very successful at it tonight, winning balls back right away and causing problems with the Ambush aren't able to keep the ball.
Again, everybody out there, if you're wondering about the terminology, is Ali Soma. Of course, the press more active when you're off ball, pushing things high. The counter press terminology is whenever you turn the ball over, how fast do you re-engage the ball and try to win it back. That's what Mark is talking about when he says counter press. Is the counter press there from the Ambush, wins the ball. Torrey Alba trying to bend it, and it did not break at all, and that one goes wide. Then there's, of course, the counter, which is
what we just had there with Torrey Alba.
Which is what you do after you win the counter press.
Exactly. And Falzone there had that ball down low. He should have recycled it back out, started things over. That's kind of a wasted shot.
Chance here, and good job by Togba just running Chavez off the ball there. And Torrey Alba tried to get that one off a off-position Gomez, but Gomez had better footing than Torrey Alba had shooting.
Yeah, Empire not really going forward with Gomez nearly as much as they had done with when Orozco was in.
Berto looking for an outlet, and he's got Chelier. Chelier, 1v1 versus Mascot. He puts it right past him. The speed from the 6'4", the long strides. Berto, Chelier. Chelier tries to move it through the 5-hole of Mascot. He almost did, but now it's going the other way. Riley Uri, he's going to try a long shot. Here's Gomez is out of his goal, but Gomez is going to get just inside his box to catch that one.
And that's something we talked about before the game, being a little bit more composed there. That's a tough shot to make from there. You're better off keeping the ball and restarting things and then just continue to work forward. But I will tell you, as a player, when you get that opportunity and you see an empty goal down there, your eyes pop wide open, and it can be tough at times not to pull the trigger.
Love the attempt from the Ambush. 1 or 2 more chances, they might be able to get one, and low-scoring game, it might matter as Gomez is all the way up here. Chance here if the Ambush can force a turnover. Berto pointing things out, tries a long one. Chelier couldn't get that one redirected from the middle. Outside, retains possession, does Chavez. Now it's going to be Stinson. He's going to go to work. He's been quiet today. Nothing on the scoreboard for number 10. Gates playing physical, and the Ambush have 6 on the field. I'm surprised they didn't get caught there, Mark. That should have been a penalty, I think.
Yeah, that was a little mix-up there on the bench as Gates was trying to go off. They wound up with too many men, and they got by with it.
He is not inside the dotted lines when the 6th player steps out. That was undoubtedly a missed penalty called or not called against the ambush. Can the Empire Strikers make an attempt either way? The header while he's outside, and then the chest save from Paulo. He's doing it all without his hands outside the box. What a run.
Good job by Powell just to make himself as big as possible there and take that one off the chest.
That is MVP goaltending type stuff from the Brazilian Rob Lowe, Paulo Nascimento. He's going to get a conversation here with the official. He didn't like something, and he's pointed out. What a sequence there from Paulo as he comes away with a save with his head and with his chest as he was outside the box. We will step outside this box, give you some commercials here on MASL TV. It's the Empire Strikers 2, the Ambush 2, with under 7 minutes left to play here in the third quarter on MASL TV.
At St. Luke's Heart and Vascular Institute, we understand that care is more than treatment. It's about living your best life. We're nationally recognized as a top heart care provider in the area, and our proud alliance with Cleveland Clinic's Heart, Vascular, and Thoracic Institute enables St. Luke's to take on the most challenging cases for the highest level of outcomes in St. Louis. St. Luke's Heart and Vascular Institute, a beat above the rest for a life beyond expectations. For a first diagnosis or a second opinion, make an appointment today.
MASLsoccer.com is your home for everything Major Arena Soccer League. All the latest news, leaderboards, highlights, and more. Capelli Sport is the official and exclusive preferred uniform and apparel provider for the Major Arena Soccer League. Visit MASLsoccer.com to shop the all-new MASL fan store for the latest MASL and team gear.
Stan Musial Veterans Memorial Bridge crossing the Mississippi River. And there's the man that keeps us all above water here in the Ambush organization. It's Paulo Nascimento, one of the best goaltenders, if not the best, in the league. 4 save, 2 goals against, 67% save percentage, as the Strikers have put 12 shots onto the net, and Paulo has allowed 2 to get behind him. That is including 1 Galazzo from the goaltender, Brandon Gomez.
And one that was a missed shot that hits a player in the chest and goes in. So Paulo has played very well tonight.
Strikers trying to change that here. Kudas Leroy puts it off the wall and nothing going there. Quick little out from Paulo, just kind of let it roll to Ozzy Santana. Santana guarding a lot of white jerseys. He's going to go down and he's going to hold something. He looks like he might have taken an injury on the ankle. He just looks down. He looks dejected too, Mark. That is not a man rolling around for effect.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's either an Achilles, but he went to cut, and his leg just looks like it just gave out.
Last thing you wanted to see there, Ozzy Santana has been a
call on the field as there is no foul on the play. St. Louis is challenging for a potential blue card. Play is under review.
Definitely clipped him, but is it egregious enough to take a player off the field, even after the injury? I don't know about that one, Mark.
Yeah, I don't know that just from the look at it from the course of play, I don't see a 2-minute penalty there. No, he doesn't get touched. I don't see where he gets touched here at all.
Oh, you're right.
I think
that
he
does
just
look
rolls
like a
that ankle.
non-contact injury. Oh, that would be another heartbreaker for the Ambush. 2 big injuries to 2 offensive spark plugs already this season, including an Achilles. Robbie Christo going down in that shutout victory over Utica City, and early on in this season, after his strong start for the first 2 or 3 games, we also lost Hulk out of an Ambush injury to an ACL tear. Of course, both those players have now had successful surgeries. Shout outs to the doctors for helping them out here. But Ozzie Santana, not a regular starter, but has got
After review, there is no blue card offense.
blue card.
However, number 3, Empire commits a tripping foul, free kick, St. Louis. At the yellow line, they will retain their challenge.
Do you think we maybe missed a little bit of a nick?
I don't know if they saw something, but the replay that we saw up here in the booth, I did not see the contact. I saw more of a misplant of the foot and that ankle rolling. But from the Ambush side, they'll take it. See what they can get done here on this set piece.
Mascot and Eske standing over it, 2-man wall. Briggs in front of him. Torrealba standing in the goal.
I would think Eske is going to run over it down into the corner.
And Amadi at the bottom of your screen. Eske runs over it. Mascot puts it off the wall. Torrealba running out of the net, tried to connect with that one, but he could not.
Once again, I talked earlier about the winning the ball back. On that play where Santana's going down the field, he had 4 Empire players around him. They get back and are committed to getting back on defense, which is good.
Torrealba works that left side he loves so much, but they double him and take away the middle. Seems to be the easy way to slow down Daniel Torrealba. Slicing pass here off the wall, handled by Mershadi poorly, and it bounces into the arms of a waiting Empire player.
Well done by Eske there, standing up and winning that ball.
Ooh, and the whistle goes against the Ambush. A chance there for Amadi and Torrealba to make something happen, but the whistle goes against him, and that means Berto gets an easy restart.
Yeah, I think a little bit of Torrealba leaning forward and reaching back, just getting a little tug on the Empire jersey. He got called for it.
5:11 left to play here in this third quarter. This game all tied up thanks to a Ambush misdirected goal that just settled into the net behind Brandon Gomez. Made this a 2-2 game.
And at this point, both coaches are looking to who's going to be the player that's going to step up and make a difference here.
Gorella holds it as they bring on Togba. Togba, when he's been in the game, has been a little bit of a calling card for the Ambush, slowing things down to a crawl offensively. As he again stays all the way back here, Mark. 5-on-4 for the Ambush offense. Or 4-on-5, I should say, for the Ambush offense. Togba just not even playing on the offensive side of the half.
Yeah, and I'm not really sure if that's something by design or that's just this way he's decided to play.
Yeah, take off your headset, yell down at Donnie, see if he'll let us know. Off the wall, Riley Uri's going to try to restart this one. Randy Martinez, he's got the goalie outside. Martinez to Togba. Togba, it doesn't matter. He's up there on the transition, and he gets the goal. Ambush take a 3-2 lead, and we will remain silent on all strategy things for the rest of the game.
I talked to assistant coach Donnie Alberti. He said, I got him hanging back here, and he's just going to pace himself and try and make a run a little later down the right side.
Look at the run here. Martinez, another perfect pass for him. That's the second time he's made that pass, Mark. He made it earlier in the first quarter. They couldn't connect that time. He makes it against the face of the outside goalie in Gomez, and Togba does exactly what he needs to do, rolling it right past. Say a little prayer, my friend.
Yeah, and I mean, just a good run, and that ball across to the backside there. And good job by Togba to take his time and just put it on goal. He had a defender in front of him, but he played it right by him.
Great play. James Togba gets the goal, or gets the goal, I should say, his second goal of his career. 41st second goal of his season, 41st goal of his career. On the other side, Randy Martinez moves to 7 goals and 7 assists on the season. He's got 14 points through his 17th game. Also moves into an equal tie on his point marks in his career. 15 goals, 15 assists in 53 games for Randy Martinez. Great pass. What a pass.
Well, now we've seen a change from Empire here with Gomez getting forward again. They need to get back into this game.
But can the ambush impact and maybe take a little bit of a lead? Again, Gomez outside of his box this last time. They get a quick transition. And then the smart play from Randy Martinez.
Yeah, this is where the ambush, they need to shore things up here. If they do win the ball, it doesn't have to be an automatic shot. Keep the ball and force them to play defense as well.
Berto playing higher. Here's Gomez, another chance. Oh, that was almost identical to his first quarter goal, but this one, Paulo's able to track down and find.
I'm telling you, Gomez and Orozco need to work with all the players in this league because these guys shoot, they put the ball on goal.
These guys are strikers who also get a chance to save a shot every once in a while. Soma, cross pass here. Onto the feet of Romalo. Romalo doesn't like what he sees, got back to Berto. Powell is on Togba. He's going to pull back out to the bottom of your screen, open himself up, looping through. Him and Romalo confusing things. So much so that was Chavez, not Romalo. I'm getting confused up here. Chavez again turns around and makes his run off the Berto pass.
I can tell you, back in the day, one of the best goalkeepers in the league, Jamie Swanner, assistant coach for the ambush. We didn't let Jamie get across the half field ever.
Berto Palmer retaining possession here for the Strykers. Zaha, Zakar, Skidchenko works things through, and the Strykers try a long chance, not necessarily a long chance, ball just kind of rolls through their defense and into the hands of Paulo, and he'll reset things. Mark, to your point, can we get some help on teaching Strykers from these Empire goaltenders? In fact, maybe the ambush can get them to come to their summer camps this year, help the kids out with some of their striking needs as Ozzie Santana tries to keep the possession here for the ambush.
Good to see Santana back on the field after that earlier play.
1 minute left here. Falzone puts it off the wall. No go there. Strykers trying to get it the other way. Zaha kicks it off the wall with a little spin move. You can learn to do a spin move yourself, as the ambush will be hosting several summer camp clinics and a summer 3v3 tournament during the offseason. More information will be available on the ambush website in the coming weeks. And you can also check social media as well. You can also sign up to receive the ambush newsletter, which contains information about upcoming events, appearances, tickets, and more. You can sign up now at stlambush.com. Again, hosting several summer camps, clinics, and a summer 3v3 tournament. I think, again, we just get a Roscoe into that summer camp that keeps the kids striking, and at that point, St. Louis is just going to be building goal scorers.
Well, and the ambush do a great job with their camps, and it's a great opportunity for kids to get out and work with and learn from some of these pros.
Great opportunity there in the last 10 seconds, but it finds its way into the hands of Paulo, and that means we will head to the fourth and final frame with a different score. The ambush took advantage and have taken the lead. It's a 3-2 lead here over the Strykers as we head into the fourth on MASL TV.
Get ready to make unforgettable memories with your little ones at Elmo's Got the Moves. The all-new Sesame Street live show coming to your neighborhood. You'll be out of your seat and dancing along with Elmo, Abby, Cookie Monster, and their furry friends. May 3rd, the Family Arena. Tickets available at the Carroll House Furniture box office located at the Family Arena or Ticketmaster. An experience you and your child will treasure long after the final song. Elmo's got the moves. See you on Sesame Street.
At St. Luke's Heart and Vascular Institute, we understand that care is more than treatment. It's about living your best life. St. Luke's alliance with Cleveland Clinic's Heart, Vascular, and Thoracic Institute enables us to take on the most challenging cases. Make an appointment today.
Want more MASL action? Follow MASL and St. Louis Ambush on Facebook and Instagram. Catch MASL Monday every Monday night on MASL TV and on CBS Sports Golazo Network. Alex Bostavansky and Phil Levanko are joined each week by special guests from across the league to recap the weekend's games and discuss the league's hot topics. Think the refs missed one? Find out on Under Review with Phil Levanko and MASL head referee Ryan Sigich. The MASL's most controversial show. Catch it every Friday on MASL TV on YouTube.
Meriwether Lewis, and a first name for Clark that I do not know off the top of my head. That is Lewis and Clark Memorial, Main Street, St. Charles, as their journey started just on the other side of the Missouri River where we sit right now. Of course, they eventually got all the way out there to right where the Inland Empire is as well. So a nice little connection between St. Louis and the Inland Empire is our boys Lewis and Clark. And if anyone has the first name on Clark, I'll happily take that. William Clark and Meriwether Lewis, the booth, the van, always ready with a fact when I completely forget one there. And we also have a little bit of a change here, and goal again. After taking a 3-2 lead, the Ambush are facing off against Brian Orozco, and the offensive netminder makes an impact right off the bat. And before we even settle in, the Strykers have tied this one at 3 apiece. Off the wall, through the legs, and a goal.
Well, we talked in the pregame about how the Ambush could adjust. They've struggled against keepers coming out like that. And so far, 2 of the 3 goals, the goalies have contributed.
And unbelievable. Yeah, the Empire now have gotten an assist from Orozco and a goal from Gomez, as each of their tenders has played today and has impacted things both offensively and defensively. Tied up at 3 apiece here. And that one, though, some bad luck. I mean, how many times is that one actually going to go 5-4 on Polo? I mean, he's there. He's trying to get spread eagled, and somehow the ball gets under him. And as Amadi's going to push Orozco down right there. Easy call right in front of the official.
And that's a foul.
Yeah.
But I will say, I do think the goalies, when they come out of the box and they go forward, they're fair game just like all the other players. I think sometimes refs' tendencies, they may call it a little tighter on the goalkeeper, and I don't think
they got to call that one. They're going to call that one tight as Berto runs quite the little screen to take out Torrey Alba. You do got to give some credit. Stinson with the absolute howitzer. Put that one past Paolo, but it will not count.
Yeah, he absolutely crushed that. Paulo didn't. I don't know that Paulo saw it until it was already by him.
Roberto did undeniably clip Torrealba as Chelier is going to clip Paulo here, and that light whistle on the goaltenders is going to come in the ambush's favor that time.
Yes, indeed. Well, looks like we got a card on someone over on the bench over there. I think the assistant coach maybe said something to the referee. Wasn't happy that goal got called back.
5-minute misconduct against Empire bench.
And the Empire bench. Maybe a little blue work from the coaching staff there that they did not appreciate, and so 5-minute misconduct against the Empire won't cost them a player on the field. It'll remain 5-on-5. As this game is tied back up at 3v3. Ambush still with a solid edge in shots on goal, 22 to the 16 of the Empire. But the Empire have been deadly the few times they've put it in front of Paulo.
Ambush starting to look at the pressure a little bit higher, changing things up here.
Chavez to Orozco. Orozco, long ball here. It's going to be picked up on the header. Chelier down low, guarded by Esque. He's got Hernandez in the middle. He's going to try to roll it to him, and he won't get it to him. Little commotion there. 3 ambush players and 2 strikers, and somehow the strikers are going to retain that one.
Well done by Rob Williamson in the corner there, just kind of disrupting things, getting it out. Empire look to regroup here.
Stinson looking to regroup, play this one slow. 2 players in the middle, 2 players down low, 1 player high in Stinson. Check that, 2 players high. I forgot about the goaltender. Let's hope the ambush don't make the same mistake. Chavez has dropped back deep, 3-3 here for the Strikers. Ambush playing the zone. They're going to give Orozco plenty of space. Gates tries to cut him off. Low pass there. Low shot, I should say. Togba went on the ground to block that one away. Rashad's going to play this one off the wall for the restart. Countering here are the ambush. Rashad, though, mistouches that one. In fairness, Falzone's first touch wasn't great either. Chelier playing combination of a physical up top and a skill game down low, but can't win that one.
Yeah, grabs Falzone by the shoulder there, draw that foul. But that's good for the ambush. They can now regroup a little bit. They were a little frantic.
Yuri's going to lose that one after being cut out by a good angle from Soma. And here comes Steven Chavez and the Strikers. Yuri's going to try to play him close. He'll just outlet to Hernandez on the far left. Coming up the far right is going to be Orozco, who's telling him to slow things down.
Yeah, Empire's really dictating the play again here.
They dictated the play for the first half, and that put them in a 2-1 lead. 2 quick goals by the ambush in the third changed this thing, and then the Strikers tied it at 3 apiece right as we opened this 4th and final quarter of the game. Somo can't get there fast enough. Callan O'Keefe wins the foot race, but the ball won in the open field by the Strikers. Somo will reset things as Berto Palmer steps back out of the bench.
Good job by Empire getting the handle back on the game here as they gave up those 2 goals. Now they looks like they have more of a handle on the way they want to play this second half, this 4th quarter here. And the man running it out of the back, Berto Palmer.
And
Perez back to Palmer. Palmer over to Orozco. They continue to just knock it about up top here.
When you have the extra man to outlet, things get a little bit easier to slow things down in this very hectic game naturally. Rolled through the box by Orozco, picked up by Perez, who can't put a good shot on it, and O'Keefe will try to get things out of here. They're going to give Paulo a moment with the ball at his feet, and he's just going to put it off the wall into a dead area for the ambush.
Yeah, that pressure that Empire applies, it's really causing the ambush problems.
Berto wins this 1v1 encounter with Yuri. Speedster tries to beat the implacable defender. It did not work.
Like to see the ambush get a hold of the ball here, keep it, let's create some opportunities, and not just one and done. Let's keep the ball for a while. Make Empire chase.
Long ball there, off the wall for Torrealba, and Amati just whiffs on the shot. Golden chance to take the lead for the ambush, squandered away there.
Once again, referee hit with the ball. We start over again, but great play there. Ball off the boards. The work rate of Amati, I've been very impressed with his work rate around the goal. He's creating chances purely on his work rate.
He has been active all night. Second to last home game for the St. Louis Ambush. Tonight they face off against the Stars and the Sockers on the road, and they close out the season on the road against these same Empire Strykers. Means we just have one more match here in the regular season at the Family Arena. We'll tell you more about that here in a moment. Long ball shot from Torrealba there, no go. And of course, here as you hear the fans in the background singing a little Queen, it'll be Fan Appreciation Day with the St. Louis Ambush on Friday, March 27th, the last home game of the season. Solomon Contracting is supplying clapping folding signs to the first 1,000 in the stands. Come join us as we celebrate the 2025-2026 season and continue the St. Louis Ambush's push to the playoffs, a push that will see them get at least one home game, but with the way they're playing, with a chance to still get the #1 overall seed, we could see plenty of playoff soccer here in St. Louis.
We could, and they're going to need to continue to play and create. They can't defend here. This is kind of what happened in those games against Baltimore. They got pinned in and were playing defense the whole time, and you just can't give teams that many opportunities.
Mascot here, guarding the tender. That's going to leave Chavez wide open. They're zoning him at the top. Also, Stinson gets a little extra space to work. Will that be enough? Stinson here creating a high shot there. No rebound for the Strykers. But that, gotta imagine that's kind of what the ambush or what the Strykers are looking for against the ambush here. Gates, chance for the breakaway. The counter press. The counter stopped by the hands of Orozco. Slaps that one down. And we're going to get a whistle. And are we going to get a timeout here?
I'm not sure what that was.
Quick foul against the ambush. Nothing serious, though, as Orozco now gets the ball going up the right side. He's got room to run. SK is trying to cut him off. Switches it to the other side of the field to Chavez. Chavez again has the middle for who else? Mr. Consistent, Berto Palmer.
How can this break down for Empire to where St. Louis can win the ball back and maybe get an opportunity with Orozco out?
Ambush scored their last goal because Brandon Gomez was out of his box and they got some quick attacking going, but here we go. This is the chance. They're just going to roll that one. Varela could have maybe dribbled that one and put some pressure on Orozco. A chance potentially missed there for the ambush.
Yeah, that's that rushing it a little bit. On that one, actually, Orozco was already pretty far back, so it was easy for him just to retreat and grab that.
Hernandez looking for the long ball. He's going to put this one off the wall for Chelier. Chelier, good little spin there, try to put Briggs in good position, but Briggs fought it off.
Empire's done a good job that when they do play it up to those targets down low, they're able to hold it, and if they can't turn, they're knocking the ball back and recycling it.
Romalo tried to work that one back to Hernandez, almost lost it. Somehow Hernandez is going to center this one. Romalo had a good chance there, guarded by multiple. Ambush, he resets. Somo down the right side, big shot, and puts it in. Aim small, miss small. Ali Somo with an absolute banger in the upper 90 against the ambush. A huge impact for number 99.
Wow.
Soma, his 6th goal of the season, and what a goal it was. Strykers have taken a 4-3 lead. We'll take a quick break here. Strykers lead 4-3 on MASL TV.
Here's what I'm thinking about the living room. Double hung windows are classics, but what do you think about casement windows? Or maybe sliding windows? Or even a big bay window? With all the styles Window World offers, I've got tons of options that match my taste and budget perfectly.
Which will you choose?
I might need another house or two.
Welcome back into the St. Louis Family Arena. The final 6 minutes and 5 seconds of this game between the Empire Strykers and the St. Louis Ambush. It's been back and forth. Strykers took a 2-1 lead into half. The Ambush jumped out to a 3-2 lead thanks to back-to-back goals in the third quarter. But now the Strykers have stolen their lead back right at the start of this frame and then just punched through goal number 4 to take that lead back here midway through the fourth quarter. Can the St. Louis Ambush potentially staring down a third consecutive loss take this one over the Strykers? Oh, Kudus, the wall just barely misses that one. Puts it off the woodwork, or just wide, I should say, and off the wall.
And going back to that goal, I mean, absolutely crushed, up high, up where Paolo just couldn't get up and get it. And we've seen a couple of those with Paolo last week with Baltimore. That those.
And Torrealba, 2 shots, both of them wide. Just the high level of difficulty, and it says something too. The Ambush have been struggling with this 2-game loss streak. This would be another third rough loss, but at the same time, teams are having to play some of their best games to beat the Ambush, and that just didn't used to be the case. Orozco getting involved just like he's a forward with that little run to the middle. Ambush weren't able to make him pay at all.
Yeah, and when you look at some of the goals the Ambush have been giving up, they're giving up goals from pretty far out. And whether it's players not getting out to block those shots, some of them have been just incredible strikes.
Might get somebody down there to reset the carpet on the final chunk there for the Ambush. It's Hernandez. Always has his outlet to his goaltender. He's also got his leading scorer in the game, or on the season, in Stinson right there. Hernandez, though, pass and move with Powell, who could not hit him up the middle. Perez gives it to Stinson. Stinson guarded by Togba. Togba getting close.
The Ambush are going to have to step out here and pressure them. They can't just fall back because Empire will keep the ball for the next 4 minutes and this game will be over.
Good job by Randy Martinez stepping up and getting a stop there. Empire, though, are nursing a 1-goal lead. 3:50 this game. Rest of this game could go this way, and obviously they'd be okay with it, Mark.
Yeah.
Orozco, though, trying to give himself a little breathing room as the keeper, and he almost did. Saved by the back of Randy Martinez. Long ball here from the Ambush. It's going to go off the wall. Just too wide. Berto calmly recovers possession, takes it the other way, ambush, put a switch on there. John Gates, Murshad Ahmadi, and Will Eskate out on the floor now. Berto outlets to Orozco, who's going to go deep, cross field. He's got Zaha. Zaha with the header, falls right to the hands of Paulo. Oh, he couldn't handle that one, and he just had to boot it. It'll stay with the Strykers. 3:08 left to play.
Well done by Mashad to break that up here. Now keep the ball.
Oh, Mashad went into the bench. Ahmadi tried to set him up with a back heel pass up the wall. Miscommunication kills another possession. Oh! Paulo does not get called for a penalty after that tackle. I don't think he got any ball, Mark.
Yeah, I mean, Stinson causing problems, just changing directions.
No! How did it slip past Orozco off the wall? I have no idea. But Murshad Ahmadi has his second career goal as an ambush player. And it's one of the more unexpected ones you'll see. Maybe it'll be the assist, my apology. And you're right, his third goal. He has one earlier today. Probably just going to get an assist on that one. John Gates, I think, put it over the white line. What a moment for the ambush. And Murshadi. Yeah, I think you'll have to go with Gates on the goal there.
I think Gates is going to get that one.
So the two goals remain correct for Ahmadi, but then he'll add his first assist in an ambush jersey. What a shot there. I don't know how he snuck that between Orozco and the wall.
Well, he works so hard to when he does win the ball. I mean, he wins the ball in the midfield, gets involved offensively. I mean, he's a player that I think he's only going to get better as he gets more comfortable with his teammates. This is only his second game and in creating things already for the ambush.
John Gates, a great story this year. The legacy player, his father played for the ambush as well. 6 goals for Gates on the season, 5 assists, and he's got 11 points in his 15 games in action for the ambush. Not a bad rookie campaign for the second-generation arena soccer player.
No, I mean, and he's a player that should be in consideration for an all-rookie team. He's really, really proven himself come into this league and be as successful as he has.
Big 3 points on the line in these last 2 minutes, 11 seconds here between the Strykers and the ambush. Ambush need regulation wins, not just for all 3 points to catch up with the Sockers and stay ahead of the Blast, but also because the first tiebreaker in the standings in the MASL is regulation wins. Ambush right now trailing the Baltimore Blast with 8 of their 11 current wins as regulation wins. The Blast have 9 of their 11. The San Diego Sockers have 10 of their 12 as regulation wins. So going into overtime tonight, not a good thing for the ambush. On the other side, as the Strykers are fighting off the Tacoma Stars for that 6th playoff position. The Stars, you mentioned it before the game to me, the Stars have a hellacious schedule, but still does not matter. Every point could be the difference between the Strykers playing in the postseason after these next few games or being at home once the calendar turns.
Yeah, at this point, yes, you get 1 point, but all these teams at this point, they need 3 points because it is so logjam at the top of the standings.
Ambush have been part of 5 overtime games, 3 overtime wins, 3 overtime losses for the ambush this season. They do not want to go to game number 7. Ball kind of hops in a weird way off Stinson's foot, be caught by Paulo. Minute left here. Can one of these teams take all 3 points? 1:02, Paulo off the wall, guarded by Chelier. Long ball here to Yuri, cut out by Palmer. To Briggs in the middle. Little casual with it considering the timing. 50 seconds left to go. Mashad looks to Tori Alba. Togba now playing the forward position for the ambush. Things have changed. Paulo out wide up the right side. Works it inside to Mashad. 39 seconds left. Eske, can he find a break here? No, he'll reset. 34 seconds. Togba and the ambush playing for a last shot here. Almost like a basketball game. Tori Alba skies it. Beautiful roll from Togba. And he punted it 60 feet in the air.
Yeah, he's going to want that back. What a great ball by Togba to the back post. Over there in the corner. Tori Alba on his right foot, which is what he wants, and he just leaned back and got under it. He's going to want that one back.
24.8 seconds left, and the Empire Strykers will take a timeout to draw something up. Can they put a game-winning goal here on the Ambush in the final moments? It would be the third straight game the Ambush went into either the half or the fourth quarter with a lead that they lost. Obviously, we have to think the final play being drawn up here by Abassi and company is going to involve their goaltender getting pretty high.
Yeah, and I mean, I would assume they're going to try and work it up and try and get Orozco that opportunity to get that shot off on that right side. Ambush will try and counter that, try and get players like Gates, some players with some speed that can shut things down quickly.
And the Empire will have to watch, because if they do push Orozco too high and kind of enact the play too quickly, the Ambush could get a Hail Mary pass over the top of Orozco and maybe even score a game-winning goal here. So I wondered if the Empire Strikers will try to pull things back, pull the Ambush away, and then get in behind them.
No, I think you're going to see exactly what they've been doing is they're going to try and work that ball up top, and I think they're going to try and get it to Orozco to get that shot off.
Talking things over in both of these respective huddles. Ambush trying not to give up another second half lead.
Well, I think the worrisome thing for the Ambush is, you give up another lead, and if they wind up dropping this game, what does that do to their mentality going into this season? Because last year they fought through it, they got hot. They got hot this year, but now all of a sudden they're starting to stumble again. Is there that question in the locker room of, oh, here we go again?
Very different end of the season last year when the Ambush ripped off the last 5 straight games of the season. They move into that last 5-game stretch here tonight. And big header from Williamson. And Berto Palmer takes out Riley Urey. And you heard the whistle there. Ambush, after 12 seconds elapse, will have a chance here. And they won an extra man chance. The Laundry's out on the field. The Ambush, I think, are going to challenge that one. They will want a blue card, try to give themselves an extra man for the last 12 seconds. And once we get into the extra time, the final few minutes.
The other thing we did miss there was Orozco not on the field. Gomez back.
Oh, Gomez again, okay.
Play is under further review.
Obasi not afraid to switch these keepers up in different situations. I think that's just a foul.
He went up a little bit rough with the elbow. I mean, he does put his elbow pretty high to kind of leverage himself off the back. I don't know. That's a forearm to the head of Urey.
Well, and I think partially because he went up before Urey did.
Yes.
So he was already up by the time Urey decided to go for it.
Intent does not matter. You go that high and your elbow connects with the back of the head of another player, I don't care if there's intent. I don't care if there's intent there. That is the elbow to the back of a player's head in the air. That is a blue card offense.
After further review, the call on the field stands. Free kick, St. Louis, no penalty. St. Louis has used its challenge.
I got to disagree with that one.
I think that's a tough one for the referees to give that at this point in the game.
Clearly intent not there, but pretty clearly also a forearm to the back of the head of Riley Urey in the air. So Berto gets away with that one, as do the Strykers, and they'll have to just play solid defense for 12.4 to secure at least a point.
I think they also look at Berto. He's not a dirty player.
Yeah.
It's not somebody. It was somebody that consistently was fouling and doing. He's not that kind of player, so he kind of gets the benefit of the doubt there.
Ozzie Santana, last punch effort guarded by 2 Strykers, and Berto steps up, takes that one out of bounds.
Goes off Santana.
And it went off Santana. That will all but end the Ambush's chances at all 3 points. The Strykers will retain a very slim chance. No, they're going to say out on Palmer. Long ball to Williamson. 2 seconds. Miss hit by Torrealba. And we're playing a little bit of extra Arena League soccer here tonight at St. Louis Family Arena. For the 7th time this season, the Ambush will give you a little extra soccer here on MASL TV. It's the Empire Strykers and the St. Louis Ambush. They're fighting for 2 points now. We'll be back here with some extra soccer on MASL TV.
Here's what I'm thinking about the living room. Double hung windows are classics, but what do you think about casement windows? Or maybe sliding windows? Or even a big bay window? With all the styles Window World offers, I've got tons of options that match my taste and budget perfectly.
Which will you choose?
I might need another house or two.
We're back for a little overtime here between the Strykers and the Ambush. Fairly even game played here, 4 goals apiece. The Ambush with 5 more shots on goal. They also needed to put 8 more shots on, or saves from their goaltenders, 16-8. The big difference there. 2 penalties from the Strykers. The Ambush got a goal from one of them in a shootout. The other one, though, was a bench misconduct, so nothing really big on the field happened from that second penalty from the Strykers. And that's why we will start this overtime period knotted up at 4 apiece. We will play 10 minutes of extra soccer. This is a golden goal period. So whoever scores first will walk away with 2 points. The loser gets 1. Again, the Ambush have played in 6 overtime games. They have 3 overtime victories and 3 overtime losses. 3 overtime games as well for the Empire. They have 2 wins to their 1 overtime loss. Can the Ambush get above 500 in these extra frames? Can the Strykers stay above in the winning column? Here as Falzone gets it from Lois. And header goes back there, but Falzone's not there. And he'll foul Berto on the physical play. And it's going the other way with the Strykers for the first time here in overtime.
Just proves how crazy this game can be. The other night, Empire with 23 shots cannot score a goal. Tonight, just 20 shots, and they have 4.
It's a weird sport sometimes, as you can certainly attest to.
You just keep going at it. I mean, and Coach Obasi said he was not upset with the game the other night. They did create good chances. It just wasn't going for him.
Toth and company just had one heck of a game as Palmer lowers it to Stinson with it being a golden goal. There's no point in the Empire Strykers rushing this one more bit than they need to. As let's get a goalie check on the Ambush, on the Strykers, as they have Brian Orozco in the game. Gomez finishes the game, though. Also played the first and third. But we did see some Orozco throughout the second and fourth quarters. And now we have, again, Orozco, one of the top goalies in the nation, in between the pipes for the Empire during this final frame.
I think we should make Empire goalies wear different color shirts so we can tell who's in the net.
You know what? I'm glad you're saying this because they both have like short, dark hair. They wear gold. They wear numbers 0 and 1. They're both 5'10". Like there aren't a lot of differentiating features from this high up between these two goaltenders. Orozco a little bit more fleet of foot as he gets down that wing quickly. Stinson, perfect chance to end this game. Just a little bit outside. No rebound, though, from Chelier or Somo, who are low for the Strykers. It's going the other way for the ambush. O'Keefe down the side to Amadi. Amadi to Gates. That time they can't connect.
I think Paulo on that save just enough to keep that out from Stinson.
Williamson trying to set things up. Low to Amadi. Amadi! Oh! Outside of the woodwork. Just off. Williamson again weaving his way through the Strykers. Orozco's going to step out and win this one. Williamson gets it back. He had a chance, but decided to take the possession over the minuscule chance that he could beat Orozco on some kind of play.
This is a good change here. The ambush gets some fresh guys on, keeping Empire pinned in.
SK off Chavez. That might have gone off his arm, but it didn't go in anyway. Amadi just barely missing the header. Togba, slide tackle there. It's going to be clean. Gates will keep it. Gates off the wall to himself. Orozco comes out to play it. Beautiful play by Orozco. He'll chip it away, and Paulo will pick it up for the ambush on the other end.
Yeah, that's a big reaction by Orozco to step out there. Otherwise, it's going to be a one-on-one with Gates.
Martinez out left, guarded by Chavez. Chavez made him flinch, 2 for flinching. Martinez just punched that one away to keep possession. Crucial. Mashad looking for a pass. Steps forward so we can create the angle for Martinez. But then he slices it opposite side to Falzone. Off the wall, Martinez! Golden chance, and he skies it again. Unfortunately, the ambush do not have scorers tonight. They have punters.
Yeah, Martinez, all he has to do is direct that on goal, and he's got the game-winning goal. He tries to absolutely crush it.
And the Strykers want to talk this one over after the ambush have created a couple chances here midway through this overtime period.
You could see that timeout call there. The ambush did a good job of keeping them pinned in and keeping their players on the field. And Orozco decided call timeout, get a little bit of a breather here, kind of regroup because the ambush was starting to take it to them a little bit.
Protect yourself from the sun and avoid tanning beds. Protect against sexually transmitted infections.
If you're the ambush, you keep doing exactly what you were doing.
And the ambush again killing it tonight in these autism awareness jerseys. And you can win and own one of your own of these autism awareness jerseys, as these exact jerseys are available for bid and proceeds will benefit Action for Autism. Just check out the link to place your bid on socials or at stlambush.com. Killing it in these black and purple jerseys. And again, we already told you, but the Ambush play their final regular season game in a couple of weeks. Just one more chance to get down here to the Family Arena for a potentially first place Ambush side. You can find tickets at the box office or online at Ticketmaster.com. Ambush.
They're going to look to start here this right off the bat here. You're going to see some high press from the Ambush, not fall back. They're going to try and win this back and take it to Empire.
Berto is setting up the striker attack right now. Orozco in net will start with the ball. He'll be flanked by Ali Somo, who has one of the big goals this game, in Alan Perez, who's been a solid glue player the entire night. And how about this turnover on the throw-in by Orozco? Williamson going the other way. Guarded by Chelier. And Palmer thought he was going to have a clearance there, but Chelier a little bit aggressive on the shoulder there to keep Williamson away. In the ambush, have a chance with a restart inside of the line here. Briggs skies it.
That's a waste. You can't give it right back to him. That ball's got to stay in the park and keep the ball in play.
Berto gets away from the pressure of Yuri to Orozco. Long ball from Orozco. 2 strikers on 1 ambush player. They had the numbers there. Couldn't complete it, though. Lucky break for the ambush. Speaking of Lucky Blake, Martinez tries to split the defense. No call there. Berto and Perez continue to be stalwart defensively. 5:27 left to play here in this overtime quarter. Feels weird calling it a quarter. There's 5 of them now. Mascot lays it down to Amadi. Amadi guarded 1v1. Hold up play there to Eske.
Amadi really is the player right now that's creating the most danger for the ambush.
Empire have done a really good job of neutralizing Mario Falzone. Mario called his name a lot in those blast games, but almost none tonight as Amadi tries to work his way back outside. Good job by the Strykers defense to push him back out to the flanks.
Mr. Reliable Palmer, just he is so good at playing defense.
Stinson will get the set piece started for the Empire. We're going to get Powell back in for Chelier. Powell, very impactful the first quarter, but has been quiet the final 3. 4:30 left to play here in overtime. 4-4 tie. Ambush down 2-1 early. Roared back to a 3-2 lead in the third. And then unfortunately did what they've done a lot in the last few games. Oh, and there it is. Stinson will walk it off. Too easy. They played it slow. And he found the window between the ambush defense. And as they have done multiple times tonight, they beat Paolo to his left. Empire Strykers 5, ambush 4. And that has been an unlucky combination of numbers from the ambush. They lose 5-4 again.
Yeah, Stinson just took him on there, cut, pulled up after the first little fake, and got it right through a bunch of players. Paolo didn't see it, and Justin Stinson comes back home here to St. Louis and is a dagger in the heart.
And Will Eske couldn't move because of the extra goaltender there. I think that's a big part of the play is Eske can't pinch inside on Stinson because Orozco's standing out there and is such a problem. And that just shows you even just having the threat of the goalkeeper scoring changes what defenses can do to offenses like the Empire.
Yeah, it creates so many problems for teams when they do that and they bring him out. It creates problems that teams have not been able to solve.
The St. Charles, Missouri native is the one who ends it. He comes back in. He's on the right side of the river tonight, and he was on the right side of that shot as well. The Strykers walk this one off with the golden goal in overtime. Didn't even see it coming. I mean, Stinson just lulled them to sleep, took 2 steps inside, and absolutely drills that one. And right now, it appears that if you want to beat the ambush, you have to put shots to the left of Paolo because he got beat to his left side every time except for the first goal, which was the banger from Gomez that was to his right.
Yeah, that and the balls that are up a little bit higher have seemed to cause problems for Paolo and for the ambush.
And we'll go down to Angela, who is joined right now by the man of the match after his game-winning goal, Joshua Stinson.
That is right. I've got Mr. Stinson down here with a couple of your nieces, right? Now, I know you are here from St. Louis. We got to talk about this first before we talk about that goal. When they were doing the starting lineups, you had a huge cheer, not only from the family that you brought, but I'm sure from some of those ambush fans who remember you playing here a few years back.
Yeah, this is my home originally. You guys are awesome, St. Louis, and yeah, you guys are an amazing crowd.
Well, let's talk about this. What is it like for you? Hometown kid comes back to the team he used to play against, wins in overtime, gets the goal. There has to be a lot of emotion there.
Yeah, it's super cool doing it in front of my family and friends. It's always emotional when I come back. I love playing here. The fans are awesome. Yeah.
Okay, we love to hear that, obviously. We love to hear your fans. Come here and look. You're looking up there at all the people, see? The nieces are walking away from you. We love to hear that you love coming back. You love playing here, all that stuff. Your team is kind of unique where there is always a threat that your goaltender is going to score a goal. That is a little bit different than a lot of the other teams in this league. Do you think that gives you guys an advantage?
Yeah, I think we were doing it last year, and this year we're building off last year. So, yeah, I think it gives us a little more advantage. We have two sides to our game, so, yeah, can't complain.
I love it. Okay, so what are you going to take away from this win into next weekend?
Yeah, I think it's one game at a time. Last year we were doing it too, just one game at a time, and we got to put together results to make it to the playoff run.
All right, thank you, Justin, so much for having you. And can we wave? Will you wave bye-bye?
Say hi.
Bye-bye. Thanks so much. Good to see you.
Charles native Justin Stinson, who takes down the St. Louis Ambush with his golden goal about 6 minutes into the overtime period today. We'll go back down to Angela Sharp, joined by our good friend James Togba.
All right, James, let's talk about this game. I know that's a heartbreaking loss there in overtime for you guys. You guys have played a number of overtime games this year, kind of splitting it 50-50. When you go into overtime, what is the mentality of the team like?
Finish strong. That's what we do, just dig deep, because this is what we do all week in practice. Finishing the game strong is more important than starting how you start, and we didn't start on the right foot today, but that's all we had to do, dig deep a little bit, and unfortunately it didn't bounce our way.
But it was bouncing pretty good there during that second half. Like you said, you regrouped during halftime. You guys came out very strong. What is it like when you go into that locker room? You know you have a chance to regroup and kind of dig deep, like you keep saying.
Yeah, just trusting each other, trusting the team plan, and sticking to it despite the challenges, the things not going our way, not getting the right calls. Just sticking to the memo from training. Yeah.
All right, so what are we taking from today's game? Are we taking anything from today's game into next weekend?
Absolutely. We need to bounce back, and it's gonna take us believing in the team and the team agenda. The game doesn't define us and who we are. We just have to get back to the drawing board and regroup.
Regroup. Well, good luck to you next weekend. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys very much. Thank you, fans. Appreciate you guys.
Ambush need to finish strong, but they have just dropped their third straight game when leading early on in the third quarter. We'll break down the rest of what happened here tonight as the Ambush fall to the Strykers in overtime, 5-4. We're back on the other side to finish things out here on MASL TV.
Get ready for Filter. Live in concert with Finger 11. And Local H. Friday, March 13th, the Family Arena. Get tickets now at the Carroll House Furniture box office located at the Family Arena or Ticketmaster. Don't miss this show.
Society has an obligation to help others when others are struggling. Families can become distressed because they lose their father. Now a mother's forced to raise her 3 children. How does she get a job? How does she create the means to take care of her kids?
For nearly 30 years, National Core and Hope Through Housing have changed the lives of hundreds of thousands of individuals, providing housing, offering hope, transforming communities. National Core and Hope Through Housing, building the future of community.
Take control. Make a healthy change. Maintain a healthy weight. Exercise regularly. Don't smoke or use smokeless tobacco. Eat a healthy diet. Limit alcohol. Protect yourself from the sun and avoid tanning beds. Protect against sexually transmitted infections. Get screening tests. For more 8 Ways tips, visit siteman.woostel.edu/take control.
Ambush fall in overtime and give up their 3rd straight second half lead as they fall to the Strykers 5-4. Strykers pick up a crucial 2 points, although their tied for 6th place friends, the Stars, still have a game or two in hand. They have taken a 2-point lead in that 6th spot for now. Ambush outshoot the Strykers 26-21, but Paolo Nascimento's got to go around for 17 saves to Orozco and Gomez's just 8. And that really was the biggest difference in tonight's game, Mark.
Yeah, I mean, they just, their chances that they had, and the Ambush did not finish the opportunities they had. And once again, they're going to have to figure out how to close out games. They come back, they battle back and get that lead, but they just can't close it out.
And let's go through some of these highlights. It started off early and often poor for the Ambush, although how about this goal by Brandon Gomez, the backup goaltender who was in and out of this game, opened the scoring up 1-0, and then watch the give and go, the long run, just the way that they outran the Ambush on that one. An impressive goal from the Strykers, and then the handball call against Orozco put Gomez back in net to face off against Mascot for the shootout. Ambush made it 2-1, and this is where they were able to establish that first lead of the game as they tied things up first, 2 apiece here. Amadi's going to get a really generous ricochet off Berto, and then Gomez caught outside of his position. Great sliding pass. The Ambush have a lead in the 3rd quarter, but unfortunately they could not keep that lead. They're up 3-2, and then Orozco, he's in goal there. He gets involved. He gets the ball through. Somehow at 5 holes, Paolo, and finds his way in the back of the net. And then Ali Somo, one of the great top 90 goals you'll see this season, beating Paolo to his left. Ambush got back down, and they were able to knot this one up. That's how he went into overtime. Somehow snuck that one by Orozco for Gates to put across the white line. And then overtime, Stinson lulls us in the Ambush defense completely to sleep. And the St. Charles native, exactly where he knows he is, takes 2 little dribbles there, and nobody from the Ambush closes it out. The Ambush, in their second to last home game of the year, lose their 3rd straight game at the Family Arena. They will play their final regular season home game on Friday, March 27th at 7:05 against Utica City FC. Show up early to get your fan appreciation clapper courtesy of Solomon Contracting. Tickets are available at the box office or online at Ticketmaster.com. You'll get a clapper there. The fans tonight, though, get to go down on the field and get autographs from the players, the staff, and the Ambush dance team, as the players still excited to hang out with the fans tonight, but unfortunately going to have to deal with only getting 1 point tonight. They have taken a 1-point lead on 2nd place in the Blast, but the Blast now will have a chance to rip that lead in 2nd place back from the Ambush when they play tomorrow against the Sockers. A huge opportunity tomorrow on MASL TV between the Blast and the Sockers, as the Ambush take just 1 point tonight as they fall in overtime to the Strykers, 5-4. That's our final here for the penultimate time from the Family Arena. We say goodnight for Mark Moser, the man with the retired number in the rafters. I'm Matthew Rocchio. For John Elam and our wonderful crew, all of our camera crew, with a great game tonight. That closes things out here. Again, Strykers 5, Ambush 4 on MASL TV.
Here's what I'm thinking about the living room. Double hung windows are classics, but what do you think about casement windows? Or maybe sliding windows? Or even a big bay window? With all the styles Window World offers, I've got tons of options that match my taste and budget perfectly.
Which will you choose?
I might need another house or two.
The Post Sports Bar and Grill. Use promo code AMBUSH online for a buy one, get one free cheesesteak. The Post Sports Bar and Grill. Stay posted.
At St. Luke's Heart and Vascular Institute, we understand that care is more than treatment. It's about living your best life. We're nationally recognized as a top heart care provider in the area, and our proud alliance with Cleveland Clinic's Heart, Vascular, and Thoracic Institute enables St. Luke's to take on the most challenging cases for the highest level of outcomes in St. Louis. St. Luke's Heart and Vascular Institute, a beat above the rest for a life beyond expectations. For a first diagnosis or a second opinion, make an appointment today.